got time, cuz. Today I got time, cuz. You lucky on that day I was acting cool, cuz. Nigga, what's up? How gangster are you, cuz?
Hey.
I don't fuck with you, cuz. You disrespecting me. I don't fuck with you, cuz. You disrespecting me. I go hard, cuz.
Hey, you guys. Hey, y'all. Hope everybody's doing okay today. Happy Friday. Child, it's been a long week. It has been a long week. But I'm like, okay, it's Friday. We're doing an early Christmas party this weekend. So once I get out of here, I had to start prepping food because y'all know I like to cook, honey. Because we're going to put that kitchen to use. So I got to start prepping and wrapping up presents for my nephew and my nieces and stuff. So I got a lot of stuff going on tonight. But I was like, you know what? We got some things to talk about, okay? I'm so glad y'all like the hair. Y'all know I like to switch it up, honey, okay? I'm the other black, okay? I'm the black girl who switches it up, like different colors. I love my wigs, you know what I'm saying? For a long time, I wore my natural hair. For all y'all trying to, you don't know where your natural hair. I did, and y'all made fun of that shit. So, but I'm glad y'all like the red. I want to switch it up. I've been liking the red, you know, because it's been cold, honey. So I'm like, shit, let me bring some warmth to the situation. But I hope everybody's doing good. It's a lot to talk about. Now, let me say this first and foremost. Let me see. You know, they done switched everything around down here. Okay. Got the viewer. Make sure I got all my screens. We have a lot to get into. Now, I'm going to let y'all pick what y'all want to talk about first. Because I know the political stuff, that's going to take a while to get through. So we can do the celebrity news first. You know, watch Tory Lanez interview or the Papoose segment. We can do that first. Get that out the way because the political tea is piping hot. So however y'all want to do it, we can do it. But let me say this. It's been so much going on. And I really, like I said, I appreciate, you know, there's a lot of newbies here. I guess that's one of the things once you hit over 1 million subscribers, you know, YouTube tends to push you through the algorithm more. So there's a lot of, you know, just random folks I've never seen before or people who might have just watched one video of mine. You know, maybe y'all came for the Somali video because that had like 10,000 likes on there. I don't know. But I think a lot of y'all new people, y'all need to go back and watch my old stuff because y'all be in my comment section writing long dissertations and I'm like, bitch, is you new here? It seemed like you don't like Republicans. You always talking bad about the Republicans. I'm like, so did you miss when I used to hold Joe Biden accountable and giggling Kamala? I guess you missed that too. I just don't like bullshit. Point, I don't care what side it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to call it out. So again, if you're here for the political tea, enjoy. If you feel like I'm like, you know, ghetto and, you know, you'd rather watch Candace, bye. Go over. She's probably live right now toting some more conspiracy theories. You ain't got to pick. I don't want to pick between you and her. You don't have to pick, honey. Just go over there. Because one thing about me, I don't beg for subscribers. I don't beg for donations. I don't beg for anything. Because to me, all money is not good money. Hell, I don't even do ad reads. I tried it a few years ago for like maybe like a month or two. I didn't like it. It was disruptive to my show. It messed up the flow. You know how much money I leave on the table because I just want to get up here and talk, have a good time with my subscribers. You know what I'm saying? My subscribers send super chats and I'm very thankful for that. But I don't do ad reads because it's not that serious to me. I'm here to connect with the people who want to connect to me. So again, you ain't got to choose, honey. You could go. You could unsubscribe and go elsewhere if you feel like I'm team too much. But I'm always going to be myself. So either you're going to like it, you're going to sit back, sip tea, or you're going to be in your feelings. But I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to change how I talk. I'm not changing none of that for nobody because I built this platform myself. People came to me because of me, myself, and I, my personality, how I get down. I may not be the prettiest on YouTube. I may not be the most articulate, but that's fine because my real tea sippers, they still rock with me. So, you know, for the new folks, child, you can go on. You ain't got to stay. I'm going to bang my gavel, okay, and give my opinion. That's what we do here, okay? So either you enjoy the show or you go over there with the shit show, okay? But, child, it's a lot, honey. So, I don't know what we want to do first. Do y'all want to get into the Papoose and Tory Lanez? Put a teacup, or do y'all want to get right into the political drama? Because I'm ready to talk about that. Because little tiny Ben Shapiro, he went off. I hope y'all got y'all's popcorn. Okay, yes. Lucy said, you can't sit with us. You better let them know, honey. Okay. So teacup, if y'all want me to talk about the Papoose and Tory Lanez, the celebrity tea first, or put a gavel if you want me to talk about the Ben Shapiro political tea. Let's see. I see some teacups. So either a gavel or a teacup. Either way, we're going to talk. Y'all do not listen. All I see is political. I said gavel. Okay, political. Y'all do not listen. All I see is political to gavel. Okay, we're going to do the political then. Okay, I'm starting to see the gavels. Okay. Y'all are funny. Okay, so we're going to do the political stuff first. We're going to save the celebrity gossip towards the end, just so people who are, the timestamp folks, that would be near the end of the show. But the folks who came here for the political tea, this is what we're here for, okay? Y'all know I don't pick sides. I feel like all these people are grifters and full of crap. That's just my personal opinion. I don't hate any of these people particularly. To me, it's a reality TV show. You know how we used to watch the Real World Road Rules? How we watched the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Married to Medicine? This is the new reality TV show. Is the right versus the left. Okay? And right now, child, the left is a mess. All the stuff they used to accuse the right, infighting, being ghetto, blue-haired left, the blue-haired leftists, all the trans jokes. And now these folks cannot seem to get along. They're all beefing. All the men in the right movement, they're all mad at Candace because Candace is over here just making up shit, supposedly trying to solve her friend's death while getting a huge bag, and they feel away because now the money is not going to them. They're not able to grift as much because all the grifting attention is going to Candace. Candace is milking this motherfucking Charlie Kirk situation, bitch. That damn cow is thin. Them damn udders are empty, okay? She said she gonna milk this shit. Them little teats, she said she gonna get every last bit of milk out that cow, okay? So that all the men, they feel away. And so, the whole situation is just funny to me. It is. It's like the Bad Girls Club, just all the drama. So if you guys do not know, yes, the girls are fighting. And so this weekend was supposed to be where, the MAGA folks and TPUSA, they were supposed to be doing like a remembrance to Charlie Kirk. And so they had invited people. This is the event that Tim Pool got disinvited. Remember, Tim Pool was ranting and raving not too long ago. Then he goes, I don't give a fuck. They took back my invite. Then they tried to invite me. But you was mad. You was big mad. Don't do that. He was over there selling tickets. Hey, Tim Pool fans, make sure y'all buy tickets to the Turning Point USA. I'm going to be there. Charlie Kirk wanted me to be there on stage. Turning Point said, bitch, not so fast, okay? Objection. You were cool with Charlie. We don't like you. Okay, Beanie Shapiro. So they uninvited him. But they made sure to have the real Ben Shapiro there. Tucker Carlson was there. Erica came out in some shiny ass suit looking like, the first lady of Turning Point USA, honey. I said, okay, Tammy Faye, Faker. So she was out there in her shiny suit and everything else. So the whole thing was very interesting. But I did not expect Ben Shapiro to come out. I mean, he came out swinging, honey. Okay? He was calling names. He called out Tucker, called out Megyn Kelly, a.k.a. R. Kelly. It was crazy. So a lot of folks were not expecting this at all from Tiny Ben. Okay? We know he loves to call out the blacks. He loves to call out the trans. But, for him to call out other people, other MAGA people, folks were shocked. So this has been the talk of social media, is all the drama at TPUSA. And that other boy, he thought he was going to get in. He found out they don't fuck with Muslims. What's that boy, Myron Gaines? They wouldn't let him in. Okay, so he tried to get in. They said no. They gave him the Vivek Ramaswamy treatment. Let's watch that really quick before we get into Ben Shapiro. Who caught this tea on Twitter? Y'all remember this man, the one, he don't like blacks, he don't like African Americans. He goes in all the time on people. The red pillar. Let me open this up here. Let's see. Is this the one? Y'all know him. That's the guy from Fresh and Fit. Now, I didn't know he was a Muslim. I don't know if this is AI, but they said he tried to get in. They said he was denied. Said you ain't Jewish enough. So they gave him the Vivek Ramaswamy. You can do all that shit talking about people of color, black people, and everything else, but at the end of the day, you're just an Indian. Even though he's not Indian, but y'all remember the other lady, Ann Coulter, when she said that about Vivek. She was like, oh, he's really articulate, he's smart, but I'd never vote for you. You're an Indian. So he kind of got the same treatment. He thought he was about to get in. They said, not so fast, Muslim. Muslim man. So let's watch this real quick.
Getting rejected at MFAT. So Amaru is not. Yeah, so what's happening, David?
Turning Point did a smart thing. They're not allowing Muslims into their conference.
Damn.
So he's not been allowed in. Security is he's calling nobody because no one's gonna help him get in. So I don't know who he thinks he's calling, but yeah, we got 1 security, 2, 3, and the event security. And he's calling. I think he's calling like Andrew Tate to help him get in or something. Nope, not gonna happen, bud. Yeah, he's like, I'm right here at the corner.
He got on the Fresh
Just come get me.
Shirt.
But he has no chance.
They basically said, sir, you're not white enough. You can sit online all day and talk shit about your own and talk bad about the blacks and everybody else, but you're a Muslim. You're not getting in. Okay, so yeah, poor Fresh and Fit. I don't even know where the black one, the partner, he wasn't there. They done dug up an old Muslim. Not him with the little tiny hat. They done dug up an old school Muslim picture of him and said he couldn't get in because he was Muslim. And then there was some drama with the Gropers. The Gropers were there trying to fight some white man, Jimmy. Let me see. There was a fight about to break out. That was a lot going on. John Doyle. Okay, let's watch this. The white boys was about to fight. It was all types of mess. I told you this is reality TV at its best, okay? We don't miss nothing over here. Oh, yeah, his tokens are spent. A lot of these black folks who ran over there, like Officer Talmud and others, Candace Owens, another one. You know, she thought she was the other, but they're letting her know, no, you're not, okay? They still see you as black. So he thought he's about to get in. They said, slow down, Muslim man. Assalamu alaikum, you're not getting in here, okay? Out you go. So this is the video the white boys about to fight. I'm like, not y'all about, like, what? Again, these are the folks who have everything to say about the Alabama broke brow and how black folks are violent and, you know, Chicago and everything else. Y'all are at an event for Charlie Kirk and y'all up here being messy, starting mess. So let's watch this clip real quick. So this was all them. I think I had to, let me fix this real quick here. Oh yeah, they was big mad. All right. So let's watch this. His name is John Doyle, and they're saying that he was assaulted by a groper. A groper, and the gropers are Nick Fuentes' peoples. That's his crew. Y'all know how I got the tea sippers. He got the gropers. Okay? John Doyle tried assaulting a groper after getting pressed. They were pressing him and basically saying Nick Fuentes is the man. He got way more views than you and everything else. So let's watch the white on white crime.
lucky I signed that fucking deal. If I were independent, I would break your fucking teeth.
Whoa, calm down, man. Whoa.
You, and you got mad and said that Kuipers are against South. And look up here.
And who bent the knee after that, though? Who bent the knee after that one?
What do you mean
Who bent the knee after that?
Who did?
Nick
bent the knee?
Yeah.
To John Doyle?
He went on the show and it's like, oh, yeah, I insulted him. He insulted me, the little like gateway talks or whatever.
Oh, yeah. So it's still beef, still animosity. I see.
There's no animosity.
You just said, oh, the gateway talks, he's no resolution.
Well, he's not a serious person.
Really? He's not. He's not getting millions of people to watch him. I go to the high schools, and most of the students there are watching Nick.
Why are you going to high school?
Turning Point USA, big chapters. Do you not go to high school full chapters?
Don't call him a retard, dude. You have to remember where you are right now. We're at Charlie Kirk's event paying tribute to his legacy. And if you're going to come up here trying to say, you're lucky I signed that fucking deal. If I were independent, I would break your fucking teeth.
Whoa, calm down, man.
Not too much, John Doyle, not too much. But did y'all catch that tea? Did y'all catch the tea? See, a lot of people, we're here for the fights. We're here for the, let me come back on the screen. But did y'all catch the tea, though? He says, you're lucky I signed that deal. You're lucky I'm not independent. If not, I'd kick your ass. What deal you signed, John Doyle? Do you see how all these people get a nice check? You see how a lot of them are not independent? They're being backed by someone. See, if he was independent, he could have been, out there scrapping. See, I'm independent. But I'm not going to fight nobody, bitch. I'm going to call the police, okay? Y'all not about to, I don't have strong knees and everything else. You're about to have me falling over. But, yeah, that was very interesting. He said that. You're lucky I signed this deal. If I was independent, I would fight you. So it just shows you all these folks are getting a check. This is why they're being pushed through the algorithm. They're bought and paid for. People like me, Sabi, and other people who are actually independent, who we do all our own research, editing, everything else, that's why we kind of get suppressed in the algorithm. There's nobody cutting us no check. So I thought that was very interesting. So y'all caught that? Yeah, he said it. So it's a lot. It's a lot. Them Groypers, they're bold. And they said, we follow our leader, Nick Fuentes. All right, so now, the red pill drama is insane, okay? So like I said, y'all worried about the damn, celebrity drama. All the real tea is in the political stuff. That's where the reality TV show is right now. And I be watching all these fools just sipping tea. Okay, so now let's go ahead and pull up Tiny Ben Shapiro going in, honey. He had a lot to say. Oh, Ben was big mad. I have a lot of clips up, so let me find it. Was it on? No, that's not that one. Okay, might be. Is this one? Okay. Here it is. I'm going to let it start a little bit. They're doing the pyrotechnics and they're playing music. Let me see if I can speed it up a little bit. Oh, come on, Twitter. You know how Twitter does that clocking thing? Let me see if I can pull it up on YouTube. Give me just a moment. I should have just put it up on YouTube because Twitter is always on some nonsense. Hold on. Okay. Let's see if we can find it on YouTube since Twitter wants the clock. Okay. Oh, what is that on? Okay, we got it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, child. Loud. Okay, we got it. Let me share my screen. Give me just a second here. Let me pull it up on the YouTube screen. Okay. All right, so we're going to listen to Ben. It gets good. So y'all get y'all's popcorn, get y'all's drinks. But yeah, we gonna watch what he got to say, because he got a lot to. We're not gonna watch all 30 minutes, but we're gonna watch a little bit of this.
Well, today, I want to talk about the future of the country. And the future of this country, this amazing country, relies on the future of the conservative movement. It relies on what TPUSA defines as its core mission: freedom, free markets, and limited government. And most of all, the future of this country relies on truth. This country relies on truth because victory, true, real, lasting victory, cannot be achieved without truth. Victory without truth is victory for a lie, and that is no victory at all. And unity without truth is no unity. It is merely solidarity in falsehood. You see, we live in a chaotic time, and a time when lots of people are asking lots of legitimate questions about the conservative movement. What ought we to think about the relationship between free markets and traditional virtue? How should we craft a pragmatic foreign policy that spreads our interests and upholds our ideals? What governmental means are appropriate to achieve political ends? All of these questions aren't new, of course. They've been asked for as long as human beings have been talking about politics, thousands of years. And over the course of this conference, you'll hear a lot of opinions on a lot of these questions. I have my own perspectives on them, of course. You can hear them every single day on my show. My fundamental values have been the same for 25 years. Peace through strength on foreign policy. Traditional values on social policy. Free markets with regard to economics. But today, I want to talk about something even more important. How to discern those attempting to speak truth from frauds and grifters.
Oh, Lord. Wait. Objection. Not the biggest grifter on social media trying to teach us how to spot frauds and grifters. Sir, when you first started the Daily Wire, y'all inundated Facebook with so many ads. That's how y'all even got your subscriber base. Let's keep that a buck. Let's continue.
Because something is new. An informational environment rife with both opportunity and chaos. Opportunity because the legacy media gatekeepers are no longer in charge of what we see and what we hear. And chaos because an anarchic informational environment means we actually have to be smart in how we assess the information and arguments that we hear. Why does that matter? Well, because today the conservative movement is in serious danger. It is in danger, not just from a left that all too frequently excuses everything up to and including murder. The conservative movement is also in danger from charlatans who claim to speak in the name of principle, but actually traffic in conspiracism and dishonesty, who offer nothing but bile and despair, who seek to undermine fundamental principles of conservatism by championing enervation and grievance. These people are frauds, and they are grifters, and they do not deserve your time. And they are something worse than that. A danger to the only movement capable of stopping the left from wrecking the country wholesale. So today, I want to discuss 5 obligations that people who speak to you on matters of importance have to you. I want to speak to you about our duties. Our first duty is truth. We owe you the truth. That means we should not mislead you. It means we shouldn't hide the ball. We shouldn't be deliberately obscure about what we're telling you. We have an obligation to clarity and to honesty. This means that we actually have to be clear in the language that we use. We should not traffic in generality. We should not say things like, they shot Charlie, without specifying whom we mean by they. The person who allegedly shot Charlie Kirk, and whom all the evidence points at, all of it, is a gay, trans-loving furry. If we are going to target
He's throwing shots at Candace, honey.
ideological movements, we should talk about the fact that the radical trans movement treats all those who oppose it as existential threats. Or if we're going to talk about the Democratic Party making room for the radical trans movement and echoing its inflammatory rhetoric, well, we should talk about that. Those are specific problems, and they require specific responses. When people say they shot Charlie, however, they are instead trafficking in vagary. that results in increased hatred without proposing any effective response. They are fostering despair and rage, and that makes things worse. We must also be honest about what people say and do, regardless of what that means coalitionally. It is the job of politicians to build coalitions. It's the job of those of us who try to shape public opinion to hold politicians to account and to hold them accountable to our values. We must not let fear of audience deter us from telling the truth. We must not let fear of other hosts deter us from telling the truth. So, for example, if Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk
Tiny Ben is feeling himself funny. He's saying names. Clock that T. He's saying names now. Let's go.
So, if Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk casting aspersions at TPUSA and the people who work here, who worked with Charlie every single day, his best friends, to cast aspersions at Mikey McCoy and Andrew Colvin and Blake Neff and Tyler Boyer, and yes, at Erica Kirk, and to imply or outright claim complicity in a cover-up over Charlie's murder, to spew absolutely baseless trash implicating everyone from French intelligence to Mossad to members of TPUSA in Charlie's murder or a cover-up in that murder, then we, as people with a microphone, have a moral obligation to call that out by name. Erica Kirk and TPUSA never should have been put in the position to have to defend themselves against such specious and evil attacks, particularly in a time of mourning.
That's very interesting. So you're mad and you're saying that Eric and them should have never been put in this position in their time of mourning. But when Candace went on her stupid ass rant during the George Floyd situation, and all the facts hadn't really been put out there as of yet, she went out her way to pull up his police record, put all his business out there. Nobody was saying that George Floyd was a saint. All folks in the Twin Cities were saying is that, you know what I mean, you can't just kneel on somebody's neck. You can't just, kill somebody in the streets of Minneapolis, okay? When the person is saying that they can't breathe. She went out her way to disparage this black man. And what did you do, Ben? You platformed her. It was because of that viral George Floyd video that she ended up on the Daily Wire. So you, my good sir, are a fucking hypocrite. Because I'm sure his family was mourning. And you platform the same person. Because, see, I don't forget shit. You platform the same person while that black man's family was mourning and while our city was going through it. But now you want the same grace extended to Erica Kirk. Interesting. See, these are the chickens coming home to roost. These are the seeds that you planted, my good sir. Okay? So let's finish.
And the people who refuse to condemn Candace's truly vicious attacks, and some of them are speaking here, are guilty of cowardice. Yes, cowardice. The fact that they have said nothing while Candace has been vomiting all sorts of hideous and conspiratorial nonsense into the public square for years is just as cowardly.
And what else is cowardly, Tiny Ben, is that you platformed her for years while she did the same thing on your platform. But it was okay when you were receiving money from her views. It was okay when she was on your platform, you was getting a cut via the Daily Wire. For years, you allowed her on your platform to talk about trans people, to do a whole documentary on the truth behind George Floyd. So you're insane. So now Tucker Carlson's a coward for not holding her accountable, but you had no problem making money off of her when she was spewing this same nonsense on your Daily Wire platform.
Second, because we owe you the truth, we owe you the duty to speak out of principle, not personal feeling. It should not matter whether we despise someone or whether we love someone. The question is what they say and what they do, and whether those things are morally decent or not. On a political level, do they foster freedom, justice, and prosperity? On a personal level, do they treat others as they would wish to be treated? Personal feeling is not a substitute for moral judgment. To take again the Candace Owens situation.
Except when it comes to your people. Because the second anybody talks about your community, all of a sudden your personal feelings are somehow mixed in there. Hence why Candace lost her damn job. See, as long as she was talking about the blacks and the trans and punching down, it was cool. But the second she started questioning the Jewish community and the AIPAC money and all the stuff going on with Gaza, then you got your personal feelings involved. Then all of a sudden it wasn't okay to just ask questions. He's a hypocrite.
As an example, friendship with public figures who say or do evil things is not an excuse for silence on the matter. Politics is not the sisterhood of the traveling pants. Politics is about principle, and if you are willing to sacrifice basic truth and simple principle in favor of emotional solidarity, you have betrayed your fundamental duty to the American people. First off, I should break the omerta here and just be a little bit clear. The notion that people in our industry are close friends, like we all take holiday breaks with each other and go to each other's kids' graduations and stuff, is generally untrue. Some people do that, most of us don't. We see each other at conferences and we talk on the phone and all the rest. We're business colleagues. But even if it were true that other public figures were our best friends, our very best friends, that does not relieve us of our duty to speak out of principle and not to cover up evil or shy away from addressing it out of friendship. So no, Tucker Carlson, it is not an excuse to go silent on Candace's targeting of TPUSA.
Oh, Tiny Ben is feeling himself. He done called out Tucker Carlson, honey. All right, I'm here for all this white-on-white crime. Let's go.
Or to mirror her bullshit lines of questioning because you love Candace personally. The same holds true of Megyn Kelly, a person I consider a friend, characterizing Candace as a young mother and thus shying away from condemning her actions or fibbing about them. That is a non-starter. Meghan Markle is a young mother. Ilhan Omar is a young mother. That doesn't matter. And when Megyn said this week, quote, "My goal and my job here is to try to understand, yes, where Candace is coming from on this," and says she sees no purpose in inserting herself, quote, into this on one side, that is a moral and logical absurdity. There is only one moral side here, Erica Kirk's side.
This man is so disingenuous. You're really only mad at the fact, and again, I think Candace, y'all know I'm not a fan of Candace, and I'm not going to make any apologies for that because of how she came into into my ether. She came in as disrespecting her own race to try and get a check. So I have no respect for people like that, and I could care less who doesn't like that I don't like her. But my issue is this. The only reason why he's mad at Candace is because a lot of the stuff that she's saying in these conspiracies, it's leading back to his community. And that's why he really feels away. Because it's causing what they keep saying, a bunch of anti-Semitism. Because people are feeling like, okay, Charlie was mad at the donors. Most of the donors that were giving money to Turning Point USA were from his community, okay? And they were saying initially that Charlie was trying to leave that because they were mad that he was platforming certain people. And Charlie said, well, how can I have a platform where I talk about freedom of speech, but then y'all get mad if I platform this person, if I platform Tucker and things like that. And so that's really the issue. He doesn't like the fact that Candace's so-called crazy conspiracies are leading back to his community. Because like I said, for years, she sat on his platform and they broke bread together and made money grifting as long as she was punching down on her own community. And that's why I said in my last video, because a lot of y'all have short-term memory. Y'all are so into this whole Charlie Kirk thing, y'all forget all this shit that she spewed and all the nonsense that she put out there that really, to this day, still affects the black community. So for me, I can't fuck with her, period. So let's continue listening to Tiny Ben.
You know, the side of the widow with 2 children whose husband was shot live on camera in front of all of us. Friendship with the person accusing TPUSA of a cover-up of Charlie's murder is no excuse for cowardice. Third, and relatedly, we have a duty to take responsibility for what we say and do. If we hire awful people, we're responsible for that. I have some experience there, as you might suspect.
But have you ever apologized to the black community for hiring said awful person and all the awful things that she said using your platform against the black community? No, of course not, because you still have Dusty Matt Walsh talking shit every other day about the Somalians and the blacks and the Mexicans, because it's okay as long as it's everybody else's community that's being disrespected on your platform. So miss me with the I hired a horrible person, but yet you've yet to rectify anything, any of the chaos, any of the bullshit that she spewed for years on your platform. So you're full of crap.
That means that if we offer a guest for your viewing, we owe it to you to ask the kinds of questions that actually get at the truth. If we agree with a guest, that's fine, but we should own it. So, for example, if you host a Hitler apologist, Nazi-loving, anti-American piece of refuse like Nick Fuentes,
not calling out Nick Fuentes. Oh, Nick is getting ready. Nick about to put on his motherfucking 3-piece suit. He about to have on a 3-piece suit. Probably a neon orange tie. Oh, Nick is cracking cracking his fingers. Oh, Nick gonna come for that ass. Trust and believe. He done said Nick's name. Nick is coming. I can't wait to see what Nick's crazy ass got to say. Let's see what he got to say about Nick, honey. Nick got that suit and tie ready, bitch.
you know, the Nick Fuentes who said that the Vice President of the United States is a, quote, fat gay race traitor married to a Jeet. The person who said that Charlie Kirk was a, quote, retarded idiot. The person who said, and pardon my language here, it's his quote, that he, quote, took Turning Point USA and fucked it, and that's why it's filled with groypers. If you have that person on your show and you proceed to glaze him, you ought to own it. There is a reason that Charlie Kirk despised Nick Fuentes, and indeed even chided Dinesh D'Souza for debating him. He knew that Nick Fuentes is an evil troll, and that building him up is an act of moral imbecility. And that is precisely what Tucker Carlson did. He built Nick Fuentes up, and he ought to take responsibility for that.
Okay. Objection. That's what we're not going to do. You're not going to play in my face. Let me come back on the screen. You, my good sir, are full of shit. Now, let's go back in history, because I remember watching the PBE podcast, Patrick Bet-Davis, when he was interviewing Nick Fuentes. And Nick said the way he got into this whole political sphere was via Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro retweeted Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes didn't reach out to Ben. He was some 18-year-old snot-nosed kid. Ben plucked him out of obscurity and, you know, try to bring him into the whole Daily Wire conglomerate, whatever they were trying to build back then. They wanted Nick to be a part of that. The reason why Nick and Ben fell off is that Nick started asking questions about Ben's community, and Ben felt away. So how are you more mad at Tucker Carlson for supposedly platforming Nick and glazing him? And I'm glad that you finally learned to use the word glazing in the correct context, okay? How are you more mad at Tucker for platforming him when nobody would even know about a Nick Fuentes if it wasn't for you? Now let's clock that T, bitch. Okay? See, all these dudes, all they do is talk a good game because they're very articulate and whatever else. But people forget the history of these people. Nick came up under Ben Shapiro. So what the fuck is he talking about right now? He's over here in his feelings, getting mad, turning red. If you want to be mad at anybody, look in the mirror. You platformed him. You retweeted him. You brought him along for the ride until he got too close and got to asking too many questions about your community. Just like with Candace. when she was ranting and raving in her closet with them chapped lips and them split ends, you plucked her out and you gave her a shot at the Daily Wire. Y'all cleaned her up, got her a stylist, a makeup artist, a hairstylist, and everything else. And gave her a platform to spew bullshit on your platform as long as you was getting a check from it. But now that she's left your platform and your platform is failing because nobody's watching you or, you know, Pa Bunyan, a.k.a. Matt Walsh in the flannel, now you're mad at her because she is surpassing you in views and numbers. And granted, she's grifting. But guess what? She learned it from the best. You are the top grifter. Okay? Now let's clock that T. Like I said, I'm going to keep it real over here. And if anybody's offended and feeling like, oh, you're just mad, you're always going in on the Republicans, you can exit stage left right along with Ben Shapiro. Okay? Let's continue.
Just as he ought to take responsibility for glazing pornographer and alleged sex trafficker Andrew Tate, or for mainstreaming fake historian and pseudo-Nazi apologist Daryl Cooper as America's best and most honest popular historian. Hosts are indeed responsible for the guests they choose and the questions they ask those guests. Fourth, because we have a duty to truth, we also have a duty to provide you with evidence of the claims that we make. Emotive accusations, conspiracy theories, and just asking questions, that's lazy and stupid and misleading. None of them are a substitute for truth. None of them are a substitute for evidence. So, when Candace Owens says, I don't know, but I know, that is retarded. And we are all more retarded for having heard it. When Steve Bannon, for example, accuses his foreign policy opponents of loyalty to a foreign country, he's not actually making an argument based in evidence. He's simply maligning people that he disagrees with, which is indeed par for the course from a man who was once a PR flack for Jeffrey Epstein. Check the record. Our duty to provide you evidence means we actually have to do much more than just ask questions. Just asking questions is something my 5-year-old does, and it's really cute when it comes from my 5-year-old. But when grown men and women spend their days just asking questions without, seeking answers, they are lying to you. In fact, they're doing something even worse. They are seeding distrust in the world around you, and they are enervating you in the process. So, for example, if many speakers, including Tucker Carlson and others, get on stage here at TPUSA and claim, without proper evidence, that Jeffrey Epstein was running a Mossad rape ring being covered up by the Trump administration, they are not actually uncovering a conspiracy or effectuating a solution. They are claiming a special provenance to information they won't let you see, which builds their power and leaves you with none. They are also implicating in their speculation.
Objection. Imagine sitting up there and trying to defend Jeffrey Epstein. Like, is this dude for real right now? So you are that... This is how you know, like, they all run together. Because we've been saying for years over here that Jeffrey Epstein is Mossad. He ran, with their team. Ghislaine Maxwell is part of their team. The fact that you're over here trying to act like this Jeffrey Epstein thing is a conspiracy, when you had Virginia Dufresne, who has since been killed, supposedly ran over by a bus. I don't know what the hell happened to her, but she died recently. You had all those women at the White House with Marjorie Taylor Greene. What is the conspiracy? Like, he's going this hard. Like, you're actually trying to defend Jeffrey Epstein. Like, am I hearing this correctly? Oh, let's continue.
Actual human beings, good human beings, like Kash Patel and Dan Bongino and Pam Bondi, and yes, the President of the United States, even if they're too cowardly to say President Trump's name. And that means you won't trust those good people in the future. You haven't gotten smarter, you've just been manipulated. When forced to demonstrate their evidence, these same people will often refuse to provide it. They'll claim ignorance. They'll pretend they're outside the system, and they don't have access to actual information. You know, they're just asking questions. But many of these same people have direct pipelines to informational sources. So, for example, if Tucker wants answers to his questions about, say, Jeffrey Epstein, he could call the Vice President of the United States. He's quite close with him. But he won't, because that might undermine the empty speculation. None of this means there aren't actual real conspiracies in the world. Of course there are. But actual conspiracies require actual evidence. Yes, there was a Russiagate conspiracy, and we know the names of the people involved and what they did. We know Hillary Clinton and Fusion GPS and James Comey and Loretta Lynch and Adam Schiff. We know all of those people. Yes, there was a COVID-19 conspiracy. We know that Anthony Fauci worked to shut down alternative solutions from people like Jay Bhattacharya. But when people posit...
But yet and still, let's not forget, during 2020, you was the main one demanding that people go and get the vaccine. You see how he just switches it up? I remember him and Candace beefing because she refused to get the jab, and he felt the way about that. Now all of a sudden it's Anthony Fauci and it was a conspiracy, but you was the main one pushing it. Ooh.
A conspiracy and then provide you no evidence? They are doing you a fundamental disservice, and they are making you stupider in the process. Finally, because it is our job to make the lives of our audience better, right? That's really our job, is to give you more information to make your lives better. We have a duty to propose solutions. That's why we have to talk about our problems, in order to find the solutions. That's what politics was supposed to be about, after all, finding solutions to our common problems. If we speak endlessly about the problems we face, without ever positing a solution other than wrecking the system or centralizing power in a cult-like figure, we are not finding solutions. We are merely making problems worse. Just asking questions, positing vague conspiracies, raving like Alex Jones about the secret confederacies that control your life, none of it makes your life better. None of it. In fact, it makes your life markedly worse. That's because if you truly come to believe that nothing in your life is in your control, you can't even take control of your own life. You despair of your ability to change your own circumstances, and then you fail. And you must not fail. Because here is the most fundamental truth of all in the United States. For all of its problems, many of which, a huge number of which, are real and serious, the United States is still the greatest country in the history of planet Earth.
All right, so that's how we're going to listen to, let me come back on the screen. Because I watched some of the other things that went viral. So there's a young man in the audience that ends up asking him about some ship that Israel has sunk. It was an American ship. And Ben Shapiro got really upset. Like, he felt the way and was like, you basically insinuated that the kid was planted to ask a negative question about Israel. So anyhow, Tucker Carlson was there. Tucker responds, but he doesn't really respond. Tucker tries to play it off like, oh, I don't care, I'm so unbothered. But then he throws little digs. So we'll watch just a little bit of Tucker. Tucker doesn't go in like Ben. Like, I kind of felt like Tucker kind of took the easy way out. Because Tucker, I don't know. Yeah, the USS Liberty. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. The USS Liberty. Y'all can finish watching his thing. But I'm sorry. See, Tucker's a good one. Because had he called my name out and I'm up next, oh, okay. All right. I would have had to just point all the shit, all the hypocrisy. Like, you're not going to call my name out and act like I platformed and glazed Nick Fuentes when nobody would even know about a Nick Fuentes if it wasn't for you. See, but again, I ain't got nothing to do with all this. I just be sitting back sipping tea. So we're going to go ahead and watch Tucker respond. Now, he had a 42-minute video. We're definitely not going to watch that. I'm going to watch maybe like a 10, 15 minutes of it. Because then he also kind of calls out, racism towards Muslims and stuff like that. So, okay, here we go. I think this is when he first comes out. Let me see if it starts right here.
Universal principle.
Yeah, let me go back a bit because he kind of throws shade a little bit. Clap back at Ben. But he's saying shut up racist. What you need to be saying is shut up anti-Semite. Because that's what Ben is always alluding to, and that's how he did that young man. He tried to make it seem like the young boy was anti-Semitic for asking about the USS Liberty. So that's, some little shade that Tucker is throwing. But he's saying racism. Because if he would have said anti-Semitism, then they would have known he was definitely talking about Ben Shapiro. I'd have said anti-Semitism. But let's go. Sir, get to the point, because I'm about to knock the fuck off and go to sleep. Are you going to call him out for the shit that's going on in Gaza or not? Because all this talking around the mulberry bush, hurry up. Y'all know I am impatient, bitch. I'm over here trying to stay up and you can't hate them and they can be from a different race, but you get to the point. Sheesh.
Justice system.
Now he's talking about the white man. Okay, sir. All right, Tucker. Let me find the Muslim clip because I do have it on Twitter because this is just ridiculous. I'm over here nodding off and shit. Need coffee to stay up. Okay, here it is where he was talking about the Muslims. I think this was a shot at Ben Shapiro as well. So let's watch this because he done went from talking around the mulberry bush to saying that the white men are victims and they're being mistreated. Like I told y'all years ago, we are living in the oppression Olympics. Everybody wants to be oppressed. Okay? The gays are oppressed. Black folks are oppressed. Women. Now the white men are oppressed too. So, oppression Olympics. Let's watch this here. All right, here's what he said. Okay, Tucker attacking millions of Americans because they're Muslim. Well, no. Tucker says attacking millions of Americans because they're Muslims. It's disgusting. I'm a Christian. So this is the part where he talks about the Muslims. And I think he talked about that because of what's going on with the war in Gaza, with Israel and stuff like that.
Most people agree with that. Most Americans have more in common with each other than they...
All right, child. I just heard what... See, I just heard Tucker going off. He said it's not right to be, being mean to the Muslims. Of course, it's not okay. But I also feel like that was a shot at Ben Shapiro because all they do on the Daily Wire, like I said, their favorite topic as of late is the Somalians, the Somalian community, how Minneapolis is turning into a Muslim state, how Dearborn, Michigan is turning into, Mecca because of all the Arabs there and stuff like that. And y'all know I went to Detroit a few months ago, back in October, and I had a wonderful time. It was my first time really meeting like Arabs and stuff like that. And they were all really cool, real sweet, the ones I met. Y'all got good food. Okay, so I had a really good time in Detroit. But yeah, again, it's a lot going on with the left. So that's all the drama that happened at TPUSA with Ben Shapiro going off. I said what I had to say. I made my little objections. I don't agree. I think Ben Shapiro's full of shit. He's mad because he's now losing the culture war. He's mad because these same young white men are growing up and they feel like they're disenfranchised. And, they have a closer connection, from what I'm seeing, a lot of them, with Nick Fuentes. He's younger. He's speaking their language. And Ben is mad about that because Nick is not on his side. Nick calls out Ben's community a lot. And so this is why they're really upset. So now, in other news, I've been on here an hour. Okay, we have over 6,000 people in here, and we only have 1,400 likes. Please hit the like button if you guys are enjoying this stream. Hit the like button. So now, what's getting crazier? Let me read some super chats, and we'll go on to the next section with Candace Owens and all the drama that's going on with these guys in the left going at her. Hold on, pull this up. Where's my viewer activity? Seriously, YouTube? Let me refresh this screen. Give me just a second. YouTube is acting up again. Okay, there it is. All right, so let me read some of these super chats here. Rose Marin, hey sis. She sent $4.99. She says, after watching your previous Candace video, I'm confused if she was lying back then or lying now. You know, and that's the thing. When people are being truthful about stuff, the truth shouldn't be that confusing. All that word salad, all the stuff that she said right after her meeting, I don't care what she went back and she regrouped and came back to say. What she said after her meeting with Erica told me everything I needed to know. It was just a bunch of just word salad, you know. But again, people are there for the conspiracy. They're there for the drama, and that's fine. But I don't care enough about this situation to be that heavily involved. I never watched Charlie Kirk. I'm not into watching grown adults punch down on fucking college students that are young enough to be their children. I thought it was stupid when Steven Crowder used to do it. So I never watched it when Charlie Kirk did, you know, but I understand that Charlie Kirk had a massive audience, you know what I'm saying? And people are interested in, you know, who killed him. I'm not that interested. I'm not that invested. So for me, to each its own, but I think she's full of shit. She's doing it for money. It's a grift like everything else, you know. So now we're on to the Charlie Kirk grift. Wise Lady sent $1.99, says, thank you for all you do. First super chat. You are so welcome. Thank you so much for the super chat. Chelsea Mim sent a $2 super sticker. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Susie says, finally caught alive. Thank you for all you do. Thank you so much for tuning in, Susie. I think it's Keed 1348. Sorry if I mispronounced it. Said, hey sis, it's Key from the Discord. Erica Kirk gives me Tammy Faye Baker vibes. It's just me. Yeah, she gives me like crazy Christian pastor wife, like the first lady. And her eyes don't help. Her eyes just creep me out. You know, there's nothing wrong with blue eyes. I know people who have blue eyes and they're beautiful. Her eyes are a very creepy shade of blue. And then the way she stares, I don't know. It's just something about the eyes are the window to the soul. And I just don't see any warmth in her eyes. She just creeps me out. Let's see here. Rose says, I think the real tea is why Grindr services are overloaded during the AM Fest and other conservative events. Damn. I've heard little things about that some of these guys are getting caught on Grindr. You know, I don't know, child. I've heard little things. It's weird. Let's see here. Vixen Goddess says, watching you while I do my eczema skincare routine inspired me. You're glowing. Thank you for being a bright light to us, T. You are so welcome, and enjoy that skincare routine. Nothing like self-care. So thanks for tuning in. Let's see here. Brandon Ryan sent $20. Says, just came to bless my favorite YouTuber and remind the newbies, keep it cute or keep that shit on mute. Thank you. You know, again, we welcome everybody. I just don't like when people are trying to confront me about stupid shit. You better go watch my old shit before you assume anything about me or how I get down on this channel. You know, so thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. Let's see here. Tamia Music 6373 sent $2.79. Says, the shirt, the hair, the makeup, beautiful, stay blessed. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, sis. 24K V7 says, all these conservative grifters are realizing that the monsters they've created have broke loose and now run the asylum. Oh, preach. Clock it. I love how you said that. The monsters that they created have broken loose and they are now running the asylum. That is a perfect analogy. Because again, these are the seeds. Okay, like they say in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? The seeds that you plant, that's going to be the fruit that you bear. Just like we say, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Malcolm X said the chickens are coming home to roost. He created a Candace Owens. He created a Nick Fuentes. And now he's mad because they have surpassed him. The trainee has now surpassed the trainer. And that's really what this is about. It's about money. Because you got to understand, a lot of the, you know, the left, they roll nice. They're out here taking private jets and, you know, they're paying their commentators, you know, $10,000, $20,000 a show. The Democratic Party don't got that type of bag. It costs money to run these programs. A lot of the TPSU, from what I've researched, was basically built on donor money. This wasn't a grassroots organization. This wasn't something he just started from the ground up. He was funded. A lot of these folks are funded. Folks who are really doing stuff from the ground up are like me. We're making content in our homes, in our offices. When I started, I literally moved from my bedroom into an office. That's the extent of my growth, and I'm okay with that. I've never had the desire to be on television, to do, commentary outside of what I have here, what I built here, my own platform, So a lot of them, they funded this, and now they're upset. This is the monsters that you created. So thank you so much for that analogy. Let's see here. Camille for real says, Tip says, press and hold the person's name you don't want to see in the chat. You're welcome. Oh, okay. Let's see here. 24K sent $10. Thank you so much. He says, what you're seeing is a bunch of grifters turning on each other. All these people are one and the same. Ben Shapiro is no different than the same people he's calling out. Exactly. He sent 24/7, sent another 5. He says, pushing conspiracies, raving like Alex Jones. That's all these MAGA people do. That's all they push in platform. Exactly. It's like that Spider-Man meme. As a matter of fact, I saw somebody post this, and I thought it was a perfect analogy. Let me see if I can find it. I think I might have saved it on my desktop. But it was basically a Spider-Man meme of all of these folks. They're all accusing each other of the same thing. They're all one and the same. Let me see if I can find it. It made me laugh when I seen the meme. They had like the whole crew. Yeah, it must have disappeared. Yeah, I wish I still had it up. I can't find it. But it had like Nick Fuentes, Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, Pierce Morgan, the Tate brothers, and they all had on the Spider-Man memes, and they were all pointing at each other. All of this, it's just a group to get a bag. Let's see here. So thank you for the super chats. I appreciate you. Ali PY2CK saying $4.99 says Tucker is 100% right on that. They are making us fight amongst each other while they are robbing us blind. Yes, he is 100% right, and I do agree. But my issue is, a lot of these people co-signed this. And that's where it's like, I've had people tell me, you need to get over the things that Candace has said in the past. Well, it's easy for you to say that, white man, in my comment section. You know what I'm saying? But as a black person who she grifted on the black community and talked down to and made us seem like the worst people out there, it still affects us till this day. Her bullshit documentary that she came here to film in the Twin Cities, it still affects my city to this day. All of the stuff that they used in the Twin Cities during George Floyd and all of the political divide, it still affects us till this day. While they got their bag and they're able to move on to the next situation, we still have to live in it. So it's not that easy to just get over something, especially when you're not the one being affected, when your community is not the one being talked down to, when your community is not being used as a fucking poster child for everything wrong in America. And she helped usher that in. So I'm not going to forget that just because she has some, really cool conspiracies about who killed Charlie Kirk, man. I'm not going to do it. You can, I'm not. And that's my issue also with this, with Tucker. Like, I'm glad he's finally seeing the light, but he pushed a lot of the nonsense as well. All of these people did. Tim Pool, Beanie Mac, okay? Beanie Shapiro, him as well. None of these people are innocent. And they're only changing their tune now because the money is not money. I'd respect it if that was their stance from day one. And I'm not saying that people can't grow and evolve, don't get me wrong. But I'm not seeing growth and evolution. I'm seeing the money has dried up over here, so now let's go over here and try and milk this cow. That's all I'm seeing from all these people. See, Tucker wants to be more relatable now. He's not on Fox. If he was still on Fox, he'd still be toting the same bullshit. But see, now he's on Twitter. Now he's on YouTube. So you notice when they come off of their corporate high horse, they got to be more humble. Matter of fact, let's talk about Ebro in the morning. For years, Ebro and all them Hot 97 people, and you know, I've met Ebro. He's a nice man. We chopped it up one time at the airport in Miami. Very handsome in real life, okay? Clock that. But for a long time, he sat and he would talk down about YouTubers and YouTube commentators who talked about hip hop. He taught, you know, oh, we're official. We're on the radio. Y'all need to stop listening to them YouTubers. Oh, they're in their mom's basement. But what happened? Objection. Hot 97 got rid of him. Okay? He wants to say it's because he was going in on Trump and MAGA. No, y'all's numbers aren't numbering. The money is not there. So he got fired. Actually, the whole crew. I think Rosenberg, the girl, I forget her name. They all got fired from Hot 97. Guess where they're all at now? It's okay, I'll wait. The same ones who talk so much shit about YouTubers. So I'm going to be starting my show on YouTube. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, not you coming down to where the little people are. Oh, now you a YouTuber? So that's my issue. See, when they were all getting that corporate bag, they thought they were up here. Tucker Carlson as well. But once he got booted from Fox News, well, now you're down here with the regular folks. And see, with Fox News, you're kind of insulated. But on Twitter, oh, we talk back. You say some shit the regular folks don't like, they're going to drag you. You will be trending on Twitter for a reason. That's why they've all ran now. All these people who were fired. Remember Don Lemon? He thought his shit didn't stink when he was on CNN. Oh, you couldn't tell Don Lemon nothing. He was an uppity gay, okay? Love going in on the black community. Then he got fired. Now he's right here with us on YouTube. Hey, y'all, welcome to the Don Lemon Show. No shade. But like I'm saying, I can't take these folks seriously because when they were corporate, they were up here and it was so easy to punch down on regular people. Now they all want to be relatable. Now you got Don Lemon out there in Chicago. I forgot, what was that? The No Kings March going live on the street from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? All of them, they're all on YouTube now. So I just find it very interesting. And they can do what they want to do. I don't own YouTube. Anybody can start a channel. That's your business. But again, don't be so quick to talk down on folks and what they're building grassroots. When you have a push, you have backing, you have corporate behind you. Because the same folks you see on your way going up, like I always tell y'all, will be the same folks you see on your way going down. I about fucking fell out when I seen Ebro in the morning talking about, I'm starting a YouTube channel so y'all can just go ahead and subscribe. Oh, not you starting a YouTube channel. I thought it was only losers and people who lived in their mom's basement doing commentary on YouTube. So it's very interesting how the mighty have fallen in the corporate spaces. And I'm not just talking about political. In all these corporate spaces. So, just my opinion. Back to the poll you go. Just like all these basketball players. Notice they're all on YouTube podcasting, doing sports commentary. I refuse to watch them because they're just ratchet, not talking about shit. I want to watch regular sports commentators. The ones I've been watching before all of these NBA guys thought they was about to take over the space. So, yeah, it's very interesting. Oh, yeah, they all need that bag. And it's okay. But it's like, don't knock us because this is where we've been at for a while. Like, oh, you just mad. You're mad because you're on YouTube and you're not on TV. Why the fuck would I want to be on TV? Does that make any sense? This is my own platform. I come on here and I go live when I want to go live. I make content when I feel good enough to make content. If I had a show, I'd have to be there at 5 a.m. every day, rigorous schedule. I work for myself. And I don't have to answer anybody. And I don't have to split my check 50 million ways. That is why they're all running here to YouTube. So again, when you go from being corporate, now you got to be more relatable. So now Tucker wants to be more relatable and, and be one of the bros. That is why Nick Fuentes has such a huge fan base, because he is relatable to his audience. He started grassroots. He is funded by his fucking Groper group, unlike the others. So yeah, it's very interesting. Let's see here. Conspiracy Spotlight Sim 499 says, love you, T. Been watching you for years. Can you turn up your mic a little bit? Can y'all not hear me? You might have to turn up your volume, love. Because I don't want the mic like right here. Because then when I be drinking, I'll be like, you be drinking all loud and stuff, T. Can y'all hear me though? I'll try and talk up a little bit. I'll move the mic a little bit over, but you should be able to hear me. But thank you for the super chat, love. I appreciate you. Let's see here. Acoustic Fuel sent $20. Says, great job with your commentary, T. Thank you. You're so welcome. Thank you as well for the super chat. Let's see here. Vanessa Esquire. We got a lawyer in the house. Sent $9.99 says, Tucker is a cap. Let's see here. Tucker as a cap, as the unit on the head. Where do I send the message to? I'm in Charleston. I have recommendations. My message is to you to get kickback. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Oh, let's talk about Yahoo. Yahoo has hijacked my email address. They want me to pay, I don't know, like $2.99 or something like that a month. First, they said you need to delete a lot of your emails. I deleted, I'm talking about thousands, years worth of emails. They're not refusing to give me my access to my Lovely T Yahoo account until I pay them a monthly fee. This is how you know everybody is struggling, including Yahoo Mail. They want me to start paying a monthly fee. So if you've been emailing me, I forgot about that. It's going to bounce back. Email me at lovelyt2002@gmail. I think I do have another Gmail account. Child. Let me see. Let me check. I think I do have a Gmail account under that name. But let me look real quick. Yeah, Yahoo, and then I DM'd Yahoo on Twitter and I went off on them. They gonna say, oh, we're just trying to delete some more messages. I deleted more, they still didn't let it go. So I don't know what Yahoo's on, but they can kiss my ass. I'm not paying Yahoo anybody. Y'all are some Yahoos if you think I'm about to pay you $2.99 a month for emails. Absolutely not. Let me see what other inboxes I got in here. No, I do. You know what? Matter of fact, I do have an email. Let me go to my YouTube page because I remember I had to set up a whole new email. Let me pull up my YouTube channel. I just forgot the name of the email. I think it is the same, but I don't know. Let me look. Let me go to my channel. How do you contact me? It's different when I look on it because I'm the one who owns the channel. But I believe if you go to my channel and you go to my contacts, it won't let me see it. Let me go to my customize and see what I have in there. Contact. Oh, okay. Yep, I do have it. My contact info. Okay. It's a different email. Let me put it. I'm going to put it in the thing. All right. That is the email. I just put it in the chat. So you can email me there. I will be in South Carolina. We coming, honey. Got my group together. We are about to enjoy the new year. I can't wait. I want to go somewhere warm, so I'm very excited. For South Carolina. Charleston is such a beautiful place. So I'm very, very excited. So yeah, that's the new email. So the Yahoo one, if you've been emailing me on Yahoo and it's bouncing back, I'm so glad you sent that super chat because I totally forgot about that they literally took my email hostage. Years of emails. So they said until I pay them monthly, I can't have access to it. So Yahoo can kiss my ass. I just went ahead and started a Gmail. So y'all can use that. Yeah, the money is not money in. It's just not. I don't know what else to say. I've never seen nothing like that. But you're not about to threaten me. I'll just walk away. You can have it. Just like when that dumbass Vlad TV got my Instagram page taken, and then he thought I was going to pay him $5,000 to get it back. Bitch, fuck you and Instagram. You can have it. I'm not paying nobody no money for no bullshit. Absolutely not. Let's see here. So thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, sis. Earbug Vlog sent $5. Says what goes around comes back around. They will reap what they sow. Exactly. Thank you for the super chat. Crib 6437 sent $10. Says baby sis, between the hair color, the lip, your silky chocolate skin, and that top, you are making my day. You look amazing. Keep up the good work and enjoy your holidays. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat, and also enjoy your holidays as well. So thank you. Let's see here. Tiniest Kiwi, she just gifted somebody a YouTube membership. So if you want to watch the deep dives, she just gifted a YouTube membership. So thank you so much, Tiniest Little Kiwi. Appreciate you. LaRonda sent a $10 super sticker. Thank you, LaRonda. Appreciate you, sis. Shy B sent $20. Says, what do you think about Sharon Moore and the Michigan State situation? I don't. That name. Was it a shooting? There's been so many shootings, I can't keep up. I had to Google. Let me come back to that because I really want to stay on topic, and I don't know that name right off the top of my head. I'm assuming because you said it was a Michigan State, it had to be another shooting. I just can't keep up at this point. It's just too much going on. But thank you for the super chat. I will look into that, though. Let's see here. Maroon Nomad said 999 says, hey, T, what are your thoughts on the Patriot games? It's low-key given Hunger Games. I heard that Trump, he said he wants to choose a boy and a girl from every high school in the country and have them play the Patriot games. That's my first thought, too, when I heard that. I'm like, what in the Hunger Games is going on here? So, yeah, I don't know. Oh, somebody says Sharon got a job and got fired the same day. Yeah, I got to look into that. I'm not sure. I got to look into that. But yeah, I think it gave me Hunger Game vibes. It did. It gave me Hunger Game vibes. Miss Vernica baby sent 5. Says, hey, Miss T. Hey, Queen. Lovely T. You are always looking fabulous. I enjoying the video. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, sis. Okay. So I'm going to come back and read some more super chats. How long I've been on here? Okay, hour and a half. 7. Okay. So let's go on to the second half of the drama going on with Candace. So I feel like a lot of these men on the left, there's a jealousy brewing. And again, I'm no Candace fan, okay? And I will keep saying that. But I know anger, jealousy, and animosity when I see it, and especially because the grift is not grifting on the left at this point. And for some reason, Candace and this Charlie Kirk shit, it has the left in a chokehold, right? People are invested. She's making big money. So Alex Jones got in his feelings the other day. I said, not Alex Jones. And y'all know I used to fuck with Alex Jones, you know. I learned a lot of my conspiracies watching him. And, he's been on point over the years on a lot of stuff. But the last few years, I haven't been watching him as much as I used to in the past. He's fallen off a lot. But he feels a way about Candace Owens and her conspiracies. So the homeboy, Too Lazy to Try, I love his videos. He was talking about it. Alex Jones got the freaking out on Candace Owens. So this was just the other day. So we're going to watch Too Lazy to Try. He makes really good content. He's funny. So Alex Jones goes off. Then Nick Fuentes goes off. And then they end up having an interview together and some of the stuff they talked about was about Candace. So we're going to watch Too Lazy to Try real quick. Give me just a second to pull this up. Okay. Let's go ahead and watch this. I'm going to let this play. I'll be right back.
Candace, Because if you go through all the things she said, and when they're not right, it's like, well, I'm allowed to ask questions. And I didn't imply TPUSA killed him. Oh, bullshit. Or if you don't agree that the guy shot Charlie under his arm, or the guy with a bottle of water isn't really a camera gun, or there weren't trap doors and all this stuff, then I'm, every time I would say, well, that doesn't look accurate to me. Oh, you're on the payroll of the Jews. Well, I sure as hell never found the damn check. Ain't seen it yet. Oh, my God. 12 states have passed euthanasia, basically government forced. No one cares. No one cares. No one cares. They're killing all these kids, cutting their penises off and their breasts off.
All right, so Alex Jones is going through it once again. This is the third time this year he's broken down crying. Now apparently he's fed up with all the conspiracy theorists, which is just hilarious considering he is like the conspiracy theory guy. So it's ironic seeing him now be like, man, people are out of control. They're looking into things too much. Not everything's a conspiracy theory. The Jews aren't behind everything, which of course is just making his fans think he's sold out to the Jews. Because now whenever there's a tragedy that happens, his fans immediately think it's a false flag orchestrated by Israel, like with Charlie Kirk's assassination, and then also the mass shooting in Australia that happened over the weekend where 15 people were killed, and I believe a dozen of them were Jewish. And a lot of Alex's fans thought Israel was really behind it, but Alex doesn't agree. So he went off on people that believe that theory, and of course people in the comments are just calling him a sellout.
When I cover this stuff, I'll see in the comments, like when I cover a nuclear reactor that's melted down, people say, why are you covering up the Jews? Because we can only talk about Jews, not a nuclear reactor melting down. I cover the Jews, but I don't have to sit here and prove myself to you. And a lot of you people out there don't have any real grasp or depth of history. Why are you covering up for Jews? Or, oh man, this hurricane sure devastated this area. Please donate. Jews. You know, look, the Muslim Brotherhood is celebrating the murder of all these Jews. Why are you caring about them Jews? Well, A, I don't want to kill the Jews. And B, the Muslims want to kill all the Christians too, you dumbasses. I don't want a heart attack, and I also don't want cancer. See, it's like, you understand that, right? Like, I don't want to eat dog shit or cat shit. You understand, right? You can get that in your head? But the Muslims are funding a lot of this Israel obsession, that Israel is in total control of everything, including what time you have a bowel movement. Look at the universities, look at Soros, look at it, you idiots.
And then also the whole Epstein Files fiasco has been a point of contention between Alex and his fans. If you remember, this was a breaking point for a lot of people, like when the DOJ put out that memo saying Epstein killed himself, had no client list or blackmail, and the investigation is concluded. Alex, he started crying and throwing up because he realized Trump was helping the globalist deep state cover up the files. And since then, he's been coping over it. He's trying his best to help do PR for Trump and downplay everything that gets released. But his fans aren't too happy about it because they feel like Alex is helping cover for the government and he's using their talking points. Like, he even started calling it a hoax. Not the whole thing, but Trump being involved. Apparently that's the hoax. So Alex's fans are like, dude, are you really calling it a hoax now? This is insane. And Alex even read some of these comments on air and started having a complete meltdown over it.
I was trying to get him course correct because he's the ship I'm on, and if he goes down, we have all got a big problem, Cupcake. You know what skin in the game is, sweetheart? You got people trying to put you in prison and kill you? Hell, you don't. I'm not mad at you. I'm just in general, all you people are not in the front lines of this war for decade after decade after decade trying to save humanity. And you always misrepresent everything to make yourself feel powerful. That's pathetic. You need to grow up. You need to get right with God. So there's that. Unbelievable.
These folks are struggling financially. Let me go back on the screen, child. When I tell you the whole left, they're going crazy. These folks are really struggling financially. The money is not moneying. The grift is no longer grifting. And they're losing their minds, okay? And it seems like they're all blaming Candace for this. We talked about Tim Pool the other day when I did my last live stream about Tim Pool crashing out, calling Candace a cunt, going in. So then the next day, Nick Fuentes ended up doing his live stream, and he drugged Candace as well. So let me find, where's that clip at? I just had it here. Was it? Here it is. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and watch. Y'all know Nick, honey. Y'all prepare yourselves. He going to cuss. She going to be all types of bitches. Y'all know how he gets down. All right. So let me fix this video real quick. Okay. I'm going to watch him talk about it.
In on it. It was told to me in a dream. We don't know anything, but we know somehow because we feel like it. And consequently, now that she has been told the facts, backed up by the threat of a lawsuit, now she's in this impossible situation. If she tells the truth, they're not going to believe her. If she lies, she's going to get sued and destroyed. So she's trying to satisfy everybody, and her audience turns on her and says, you know what, I'm just going to bury my head in the sand all over again. She has set back the movement probably 5 years in every way. So let that be a lesson. Now she's cracking up. Where does she take it from here? Who knows? And I think I will at some point be doing an expose about her and where she came from. This is an all too familiar pattern. Who is this person? And I said it to her face when I did her show. For all these people, they say, you know, you talk so much shit. I said it to her face. I said, when I was 18 in 2017, I got canceled for criticizing Israel. You're 10 years older than me. What's your excuse? Where was Candace Owens in 2015? She was suing people for racism. She was suing her landlord, trying to get out of paying her rent, saying that she was infected with black mold and she totally faked it so she could avoid paying her rent. She was doxing conservatives with social autopsy. Then she was telling everybody blacks were going to vote Republican. Never happened. Complete grift. How much money did she pocket from Turning Point selling that fucking lie? Then she worked for Daily Wire. She literally worked for the enemy. Now she's a conspiracy theorist. So what's the pattern here? You have some people like me. I have been consistent for 10 years. Criticizing Israel. The show's called America First. We're race realist, immigration moratorium, trying to infiltrate the Trump admin, trying to secure succession for someone more right-wing than Trump. I have been consistent for 10 years. When it's popular, when it's unpopular. When you get censored, when you get sponsored. When you lose all your friends, when you make a lot of friends. I've been doing that for 10 years since I became an adult. Candace, on the other hand, for 10 years, it's been one grift after another. Selling your land, suing your landlord, suing your white ex-boyfriend for racism, doxing conservatives, telling everybody you're going to get black people to vote Republican. Holding down the fort at Daily Wire. She was on an episode of Mr. fucking Burcham, bro. She did an episode of Mr. Burcham. She's in a rap video from 10 years ago. She is another typical political.
Now, I did go and Google. I was like, she was in a rap video. She was. Now, she wasn't no video vixen, but she was in somebody. I've never heard of this rapper, but she was in the rap video. She was one of the extras. So I was like, he wasn't lying about that, but she was in a rap video. But she wasn't like she was shaking her ass or something. She wasn't doing that. She was just in the video.
Whore. She is a political whore. And I know a lot of them, and they're not all female. That's not a sexist, misogynistic thing. These people are political whores. And I'm sure you know them. They will go anywhere where there's a check. They will go anywhere, do anything, any video, It's like Alex Clark, for example. Where was Alex Clark before she was on Politics? She was on, like, Big Brother. She was on like a dating show in a jacuzzi. It's like there are a lot of people in the political world. They now have shows. Where were they before they were on shows? They were with talent agencies. They were in commercials. They were in music videos. They were on reality shows because these are people that desperately wanted fame, desperately wanted that lifestyle. And eventually they landed in conservative politics, the biggest grift of all. And so there's a familiar trajectory. They're with a talent agency. Maybe they dabbled with, like, they were a cam whore. Maybe they were in a music video. Maybe they were on some low-rent reality show. And eventually they got into normie Republican politics, spewing bullshit. They're like pro-Trump. They're telling people vote Republican. They're saying conservatism's a new punk rock or whatever. And now that everyone's hating on Israel, now they're that too. Oh, look, Nick Fuentes is viral for hating on Israel. Candace Owens, Tucker's viral for hating on Israel. It's literally free engagement. Can't believe it's not patched. And now they're on that bandwagon. Like that's literally the pattern with many of these people.
Okay, so y'all just, y'all know, there was another video where he went off. So this one he wasn't. It was another one. He was calling all types of black bitches and conspiracy negresses. I was like, okay, here we go. But so he says basically, you know, it's a grift. But again, they're all grifting some way, somehow. So then him and Alex Jones. So I just found this very convenient. Alex Jones is having a damn tantrum. Nick is going off about Candace once again. And then they end up meeting together to talk some more about Candace. So, because there was one video that he did where he was talking about, because Candace, I guess, had called Tim Pool the F word. And so he went off. Like, he drugged Candace for like a good 30 minutes. I don't know if y'all saw that video. He was mad about that. But I'm like, well, Tim Pool did call her a cunt. So I guess they're even. So, okay, so we're going to watch this interview with him and Alex Jones. We're not going to watch the whole thing. But, again, they're still talking about Candace. Let me... Okay.
She did her show yesterday, and all the top comments were saying, Candace got the call. Candace made a deal. We can't trust her. But I saw many of the comments also said, now I'm just done with politics. They're fatigued. They're literally fatigued, and they have been so wound up and twisted by this whole thing. Now that Candace is backing down and walking back all the claims, now they're saying, well, I'm just done with politics because I don't know what to believe. There's no one that's telling the truth. And so there you have it. There is the proof in and of itself. This has destroyed the confidence of the people in any kind of conspiracy theory, in any kind of alternative media. Because if you have alternative media gaslighting the people, oh, it's the French, it's beekeepers, it's a spiritual battle happening in my dreams when I go to sleep at night, and then you walk it back, then people say, well, you know what? Clearly this is just too complex or too corrupt. I'm just done with all of it.
You mainly cover policy and issues, so do I. But the whole soap opera that's begun with you and Tucker and then back and forth, that's kind of blown over. Candace Owens, the ongoing thing. I like Candace. And just all the other stuff that's happening. And it seems like everybody else does it now instead of, because I don't think they have depth. I don't mean her. I mean some of the other talk shows that do it. They just want to have a fight with somebody. But I went and examined throughout, since Kirk was killed on September 10th, so many of the claims, not of Candace, but I'm not trying to kiss her ass. Just like, when I talk about the claims, most of it's other people. Oh, a guy shoots him under the arm, or, oh, it's a camera gun, and it's a bottle of water, you can see it. And then just on and on and on. And now it turned into the French and the U.S. military and the Israelis and the Egyptians and she's like, I've got these planes and I've got the proof. And then multiple groups, you see it online, went and bought the data, even more data that's public, it meshes with it, anybody can duplicate it. And most of the time, she was saying these planes were here. It was actually overseas, and they were another continent. So I was learning all this last week, finally forcing myself to do the deep dive on it. And when I learned days before people knew about it that they were going to meet in Nashville a couple days ago about this on Monday, I said, I bet Candace comes out and wants to be friendly now, kind of have the cake and eat it too here. Because I knew they were going there in a 4.5 hour meeting. I know it'd be that long to say, here's all this information. The claims that, just asking questions, but, they're all stealing all the money, or, I'm not saying Erica Kirk did it, but boy, they all sure wanted him dead. And so my issue is that it's so destructive. And it became this huge soap opera where I'm at the grocery store and I'm, anywhere. People are coming up asking me about it. And I'm like, I don't know. I know most of the stuff I looked at from other people saying stuff didn't turn out to be true. And
nobody is walking up to you at the grocery store to ask you shit about Charlie Kirk's conspiracies and Candace. They're going to be asking you about stuff on your show particularly. See, what he's trying to do, he wants to go in on Candace. He wants to air his grievances about Candace, but he's also trying to walk on eggshells because he himself, Thickums here, wants to have his cake and eat it too. He doesn't really want to get on Candace's bad side, but then he's also trying to call her out, but he knows that Nick is going to do the dirty work because Nick don't give a fuck. Nick is unhinged, okay? Nick is going to go all in. He's doing too much pussyfooting around. Cough and say what you need to say. Yeah, because I'm at the grocery store saying me, and nobody at the grocery store. Nobody at the grocery store asked you shit. Get to the point, sir. Let's continue.
And I know now, the last straw for me last week was Tyler Robinson in court with the trans flag tie. Find that B-roll. And you're watching him, and he looks like Jeffrey Dahmer. And he's turning around. He's all proud of himself. He's laughing. The leftist lawyers love him. You had at least 10 people that said he's going to be dead, in the next few days. And so I did confirm Kash Patel said no investigation into that. So there is some type of cover-up going, but I don't know of what. But the idea, knowing the TPUSA people, a lot of them for a decade, I know how intelligence operations work. You don't include all these people killing him. So we heard, they killed him on the stage, the lapel mic, a pop-up deal, a guy in front of him, a guy behind him. Then it was airplanes and this and that. And so it's just not the way the world works. And so I saw all of this so destructive, definitely hurt Trump in the polls. And then I just wonder where all this is going. And then I wonder if we're ever going to get any real answers. And I know you've been a critic of Candace Owens. I just know that when one issue that is like a soap opera that can't be answered because there is questions, but then it's just this endless factory of never getting to the answers. What do you think of this whole fiasco?
Damn, that's what you want to say.
Well, I think she's an amateur conspiracy theorist. I think that she's somebody who, for many years, she had other people writing her script for her. She had Ben Shapiro writing her script. She had Charlie Kirk writing her script. And it was easy enough to go and say that black people are going to vote Republican for Brexit and whatever she was supposed to say at Daily Wire. Now that she writes her own script and she sort of glommed onto this conspiracy stuff, it's like you say, she really doesn't know how to create a theory, a conjecture, a postulate. She doesn't know how those things work. And you're right. If there's going to be some sort of grand conspiracy, you compartmentalize it. You don't get 2,000 people in a room from France, Israel, Egypt, the admin, this and that law enforcement agency and Turning Point and say, all right, everybody, so we're going to plant the explosive microphone and then we're going to do this and then you compartmentalize it. And you probably have a handful of people on a need-to-know basis. And maybe it's one faction of one intel agency. That's typically how these things unfold. But this is a person who is really just looking at anything based on other heuristics, like, well, Charlie wanted to audit Turning Point, so it's a cover-up of a money thing. And, there was some foreign people with foreign phones in the audience. It's a foreign intelligence conspiracy. And just kind of going based on things that we've seen in the past, similar patterns, putting them all together into, I don't even know what the theory is at this point. And it's like you say.
False pattern recognition. But you're almost being too kind here. There was a sophistication, I think she is having somebody advise her, the sophistication, kind of the Q 2.0, esoteric, Gnostic level of it. Or maybe she's just, herself has some delusions, and so maybe she was projecting that on, but I did see some genius there.
Well, she's certainly good at what she does. It is a soap opera, and it's a serial. Every day we're going to check.
Okay, I don't want to keep watching the Charlie Kirk. I didn't know they were going to play the video, so let's move on. I don't want to watch the video. The video is kind of horrendous. I didn't know they were going. I don't even know the point of them playing the video. Like, what's that about? InfoWars. But yeah, I just feel like, again, as somebody who's not a fan, I feel like a lot of these folks really feel away because at this point, it is a black woman, and she's black, and she's basically, you know, now running the right. And I'm sorry, I keep saying left, right. I keep using them interchangeably. My bad. But she's basically now like the face of the conservative movement, you know? And I think it's bothering a lot of these white men. Because again, Candace was supposed to just be, you know, like the mascot. We got, you know, we're not racist. We have a black woman on our side. We're not racist. We have a black man, Officer Tatum, on our side. They were the two corporate, you know, and then we're not racist. We have, you know, biracial twins on our side. So that's what she was supposed to be. She was supposed to be a mascot. And she has now surpassed all of these people, and they feel away. Then she went on to Piers Morgan, and, you know, her and Piers Morgan had a back and forth. So it's very interesting that these same folks that she was so cool with, they also had the back and forth. Some people are saying that Piers Morgan, you know, caught her up on a lot of lies. Other people are saying that Candace ate and basically got, you know, went off on Piers. So he also asked her about the money because a lot of people were talking about that too. So let's watch this first clip here. Let me see. This is the one where she said one thing and then like turned around and just totally switched it up. So, and people were calling her out about this.
Murder.
Let me, hold on, start over. Okay. So this one, the videos, okay, this person says, Piers Morgan's mouth drops to the floor as Candace lies to him about what she just said. There had to have been people at Turning Point that were complicit in what happened. So let's watch this real quick, then we're going to watch the other clip where Candace kind of goes off on him.
Obviously, for this to have been pulled off, there had to have been multiple people involved. There had to have been people at Turning Point that were complicit in having this happen. I didn't say that they murdered Charlie.
You said that people at Turning Point were complicit in his murder.
No, my exact sentence that I said was that there were people at Turning Point who are engaged in a cover-up.
No, you didn't.
I believe that thoroughly.
Candace, you didn't say that. You said literally.
I did say that on my entire show.
You said there were people at Turning Point complicit in his murder.
Okay.
That's what you said.
Obviously, for this to have been pulled off, there had to have been multiple people involved. There had to have been people at Turning Point that were complicit in having this happen.
You said complicit in the murder. Because I said who at Turning Point was involved in his murder. And
let
you
me
said,
clarify for you. Okay, you can keep saying what I said or you can listen to what I am saying.
Okay.
When I was using the analogy of JFK and we were connecting it, I was basically pushing back on you because you were suggesting that, you know, all of these people being involved would be crazy. So I was applying the analogy of what happened to JFK. Well, you actually, if you go back and listen.
I said, I don't know JFK's assassination. And we recently had a lot of the files released, which did not conclusively prove any of these things, right? Now, again, I don't know what happened to JFK.
No,
make it clear.
Piers, I really think you're not holding on to your thoughts
Candace,
here correctly.
let me spell out my thought very...
Had to have been people at Turning Point that were complicit in having this happen. My entire show...
You said there were people at Turning Point complicit in his murder.
Okay.
That's what you said.
I really think you're not holding on to your thoughts
Candace,
here correctly.
let me spell out my thought very...
So, like I said, just a mess. All they do is overtalk each other. Then in this clip, this person says, Candace Owens humiliates Piers Morgan. The difference between me and you is I have the courage to take the risk and ask the question. So we'll watch this clip real quick here. Let me pause this. Okay.
Why? What is your theory?
I don't know. I don't know.
But what's your theory then? You must have an idea.
My theory is that we should investigate everything strange that happened on that day so we can figure out what happened.
But are you suggesting that? Are you suggesting
why is everybody
Egypt?
Why are we pretending that we don't know why we ask questions? Like why? Like you're a journalist.
But you
know
what
this is. You're like, what's going on? What's going on? Why do you want to know why these planes were tracking Charlie? Well, my theory is that we are being sold absolute Fed slop. The media is doing their Operation Mockingbird Part 2 scenario by telling us, well, unless you absolutely have a conclusion, you can't even ask the question. Yes, we very well
But it
damn
may
can.
be, Candace.
Keep asking consistent questions until we get a clarified explanation for what happened on that day. And right now, we have nothing, okay? And that is the reason why people are watching my show, because I'm the only one not treating them like they're absolute idiots who don't have two eyes and who believe in magic bully theory and who understand that Egyptian planes should not have been tracking Charlie even 3 times this year would be an anomaly, okay? They've been tracking him. We don't know where it's going to end, but we are going to keep asking questions until we get clear answers.
Candace, it may be that the person in the media spewing bullshit to the public is you.
No, nice try. It's not. It's you by saying, why are you asking questions? Don't you worry about Mikey's feelings? Everyone knows what this is. And like I said, because we have the example, the concrete example of after JFK's assassination, the media members quite literally being put on the payroll of the CIA, we have a historical example that we can look at and go, we're not doing that again. Doesn't matter how many times you keep telling the public that I'm spewing bullshit. It is only because there has not been anything that has come out of this investigation that makes any sense that the public is not listening to. I am sorry to say this, Piers, people like you. And what I love about you and I sitting down is that this exact same time last year, you were doing the same weird questioning and making all these things when I said that they were committing a Holocaust against the Gazans, and then you changed your mind.
Actually,
Piers,
this time,
I'll see you next year when you change your mind again and we have more information about what happened. And you realize that the difference between me and you is that I have the courage to take the risks and ask the questions first, okay, before it's popular. You wait until it becomes popular and then you change your mind.
Okay. They're both annoying as fuck. Both of them. I think Pierce he's a yahoo and Candace is annoying. She just tries to talk fast and over talk people, but she did clock his tea at the end. Pierce goes whichever way the wind blows. She's not lying about that. Just like with remember when he tried to bring on Jaguar Wright? Who remembers that? He tried to use Jaguar Wright. He tried to get into conspiracies about Jay-Z and Beyonce. Oh, yeah, he brought Jaguar Wright on there. He tried to platform her. He got that motherfucking cease and desist. Jay-Z said, bitch, you're going to read this on your show. And you're going to retract everything, okay, that was said on your show. If not, we will be suing your ass. He came on there the next day, glasses and all. Let me go ahead. I have a letter here from Jay-Z's team. I know we're called Piers Morgan Uncensored, but you know there were some things that were said by Jaguar Wright that we don't agree with, and Jay-Z and Beyonce's team reached out to us, so we are going to take down the interview. Yeah, Piers, shut the fuck up, okay? All these people, like I said, are grifters. Pierce only started getting into that Jay-Z conspiracy because it was hot at the time on YouTube. And they saw all the numbers that the Blue Couch people and Lionel B show and other people were getting, talking about the Jay-Z conspiracy, the Diddy conspiracy. That was the hottest thing on YouTube. So Pierce tried to be messy and dip his toe in the conspiracy world and bring on Jaguar Wright. He didn't think that Jay-Z and Beyonce was going to come for that wig. All within 24 hours, his ass did an about face. So Candace ain't lying about that. Pierce goes wherever which way the wind blows. That's how a lot of these folks are. Jay-Z set his ass straight. Like I said, all these people are batshit crazy. They're all grifters. Just whatever the hot topic is, they're going to be on it. You know, bless their hearts. Like I said, watch who you want to watch. I don't care. I'm here for the fuck shit, the entertainment. I'm here to sip tea. I don't take any of these people seriously. You know, they're all in on it. They all want money, views. You know, they're all in a race because they're mainstream. So they're all in a race to be number one. And I think a lot of these men, okay, on the right, are upset because a crazy black woman is the face of the movement right now. But I don't feel bad for any of these men because these same men platformed said crazy black woman. Alex Jones, you had Candace on your show. And again, it was cool when she was going in on the black community. Y'all were here for it. Tucker Carlson, you had her on Fox News. You know, as long as she was spewing talking points against the black community, y'all were cool with it. But once she decided to go rogue, okay, and start talking about the, you know what I'm saying, Ben Shapiro's community, that's when all the issues came in. That's when all the drama ensued. So I don't feel bad for none of these people. The chickens are coming home to roost. I say at this point, let them all eat each other. And black folks, sit back, sip your water, sip your tea, grab your popcorn, and enjoy the show. I'm here for all of them taking each other down. Because for so long, they thought they were better than the other side. They thought they were above the fray. We're so unified. We're MAGA. We're this, and that. And now it's completely fractured. Margie Taylor Greene is over here singing her song and dance. They said, remember like a few weeks ago, I was asking y'all, where's, Dan Bongino's position? He had no business being in that position anyway. But they said Dan Bongino done left. I remember he went off one time. They called him. They said, I don't know if I ever caught it. It went viral. He went off. I don't care what nobody says. He looks like he has some black ancestry in him. His nose is bigger than mine. Okay, so let's clock that T. He keeps his head shaved because I feel like he has more kinkier hair. When I look at him, I see somebody who has some type of black ancestry. So I guess a lot of Shea Butter Twitter was saying that, you're not an Italian man. You have black in you. You're white passing. And he went off. Oh, he went off. I'm not passing. I'm 100% Italian. I have no black ancestry in me. Okay, sir. Well, if you say so. He gets mad. If anybody says he better, look in his ancestry, he looked like he got black in him. Y'all don't know who he is? Let me pull it up. People are asking who is...
Obviously for...
Hold on. Let me pull it up. Oh, yeah, he went off. He was like, I'm not white passing. I'm an Italian man. Yep, he stepped down, child. They got it up now. News, Don Bongino steps down. Has he talked about it? He's on Fox and Friends. I don't know if he's okay, let's see. Also 45-second clip. This is him. Let me show you. This is. But I want to find y'all a picture. Because I feel like he got black in him. What this man said, he can go off on Shea Butter Twitter all he wants to. I'm sorry. And y'all know I don't like claiming everybody. I'm not one of them types. But this man has some black ancestry in him. Because like I said, his nose is bigger than my nose. Let me show y'all. This is Dan Bongino. You mean to tell me he got some black in him? This is him. And he keeps his hair real, real low. This was him back in the day. But if you ever call him black, oh, he will cuss your ass out, honey. And Dan will cuss. He love to cuss. He will go off. I'm not black, I'm Italian. Y'all stop saying that I'm passing. I'm not passing, I'm a white man. So that's him. He just quit. I'm not saying he don't have Italian in him. What I'm saying is that I feel like he has some black ancestry. And a lot of Italians, they're called the N-words of Europe. Because a lot of Italians have some type of black ancestry in them. He looks like a straight biracial, like he has like one Italian parent and one black parent. But he says he is full Italian. No, I believe he's passing and has been passing for years. Because the way that nose looks, I'm just saying. But yeah, they say he done stepped down, child. They say he ain't there. He decided to quit his position. So let me see. He was on Fox and Friends. Let's see what he was saying. Let me see if I can pull up that clip. Dan Bongino. Where'd it go? Let me read Google. But yeah, I don't care what nobody say. He look like he got some black ancestry in him. But yeah, he did a whole, and then that's how I knew that there had to be some truth to it, because why would you even address it? And he went off. He said he do not want to be in the same box as you Negroes. It's like, I'm not black. I'm not white passing. I'm an Italian man. He went in. I said, okay, you're a little bit too angry. Okay, so this is, we're not watching Tim Pool. I'm so tired of Tim Pool. Okay, this is him on Fox News. Let's see what he got to say here. Let me pause.
I mean, I gave up everything for this. I mean, you know, my wife is struggling. I'm not a victim. I'm not Jim Comey. It's fine. I did this, and I'm proud I did it. But if you think we're there for tea and crumpets, well, I mean, Cash is there all day. We share it. Our offices are linked. He turns on the faucet. I hear it. He's there he gets in at like 6 o'clock in the morning. He doesn't leave till 7 at night. You know, I'm in there at 7:30 in the morning. He uses the gym. I work out in my apartment. But I stare at these four walls all day in D.C., you know, by myself, divorced from my wife. Not divorced, but I mean separated, divorced. And it's hard. I mean, you know, we love each other, and it's hard to be apart.
But you're doing some great work. You're straightening out the FBI. You're moving buildings. There's a lot of change.
I got one more thing. I gave up.
Okay, my thing is this. You're over here crying. You know what? I got to do this for you too. Objection. Not you crying about the hard work. The problem is y'all were not qualified for the position. Y'all sit here on y'all's podcasts all day, every day, talking about DEI. DEI hires, black people in DEI. And he's the main person that used to be talking shit about DEI. You got your position through DEI, through your friend. Just like Cash Patel. Y'all were never eligible for these positions in the first place. So of course you're bored. All you did for the past 10 years was run your mouth on Fox and Friends, and then you got your own podcast on Rumble. You're a podcaster. So now that you got to do some real FBI work, now all of a sudden, I'm bored. I can hear Cash Patel when he turns on his faucet. I miss my wife. Well, that's what happens when you're the FBI director. Maybe you shouldn't have took a position that you weren't qualified for. Maybe you should have left that position for somebody who really went to school to be an FBI director and who fought their way up the corporate ladder only for you to be a DEI hire and get placed in a position that you had no business being in, honey. I don't feel bad for any of these people. This is worse than nepotism. At least with nepotism, it's like, okay, that's your son or daughter, brother, sister. This was straight DEI. The same DEI that they talk about. The same thing Charlie Kirk used to say. Oh, if I see and Candace Owens said the same dumb shit. If I see a black pilot, I'ma feel away. I don't want a black pilot flying the plane because I'm going to assume that he's DEI. Then she forgot her own position at the Daily Wire was DEI. They only hired you as the black token. But you want to talk shit about black pilots who not only have to be good at their job, they got to be even better. Because when black people get a position, we don't get to just lax. We don't get to skate. We got to be part of the talented 10th. We got to do even better. We're scrutinized even more. So when I see a black pilot, I know what's up. He didn't get in that bitch through DEI. He probably had to work 10 times as hard and was scrutinized even harder than a white pilot. So I don't feel bad for him. You don't get to cry now because when you got the position, you was all teeth. No, I'm tired. I don't get to see my wife. It's just me and Cash in there all day. Stick to podcasting, sir. Stick to what you know, which is Rumble. But that, people, is Dan Bongino. The man who I feel has black ancestry in him who don't want to hear it. He said, y'all would not put me in the Negro box. I'm Italian. I swear 2025 has been a shit show. But I'm here for it. Let's see here. So I think that's all I have for the political tea. I've been on here for 2 hours. We're going to go ahead and get on to the hip-hop tea. So if y'all want to do a little timestamp, 2 hours and 8 minutes, we're going to move on to Papoose and Clarissa. So yeah, the political tea was definitely fire. I hope you guys enjoyed my commentary. Calling out the nonsense. Let's see here. So with this one, y'all know Breakfast Club, y'all can't watch the video, so I'm going to play the audio for you guys. Papoose and Clarissa Shields. So we're going to listen to the audio of them at the Breakfast Club.
Somebody said, that was a depressing meeting. It was a hard time.
Let me make sure. Can y'all hear? Put a teacup if y'all can hear. Because I'm not going to play the video, but I want to make sure y'all can hear it. I'm waiting to see a teacup. Okay, y'all can hear it? Okay. All right, cool. Let me go ahead and continue.
Because we know y'all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like...
No, but y'all know us, but sometimes people pretend like they don't know us. That's what get on my nerves.
I think for most people, it's like, what happened? Like...
Mm-hmm. I mean, like I said, y'all was there every step of the way. Y'all was there when I was riding up there to the prison. Y'all seen me fighting court officers getting thrown out of the courtroom. It was in the newspapers. You know what I'm saying? Y'all seen everything. Mm-hmm. How can I come to y'all and say something didn't happen? Y'all got to stop, man. Mm-hmm. Like, come on. So
I think during that time, I know for myself, I just wanted y'all to fix it. Because I've known y'all so long. And not fix the relationship, just the friendship, the parenting, just fix that part. That was the most important thing, right?
That takes time. Like it's a divorce. It's not something that just happens overnight. You know what I'm saying? But people's life don't stop because of that. You know what I mean? It's papers, it's time, it's all this stuff that gotta happen.
Objection, did they ask you or Papoose? I believe DJ Envy said, we wanted you and Remy to fix it. Why did you start talking, Clarissa? They're asking Papoose. Child, let's continue.
But at the end of the day, we move forward with our lives. Like
I said, I wish her the best.
For sure.
We got some great, amazing things going on. And like I said, this is my best friend right here, man. We living our life.
We've been together over 1.5 years now. It'll be 2 years next year in September. We at the end of the year. Some of this stuff is just so old. You know, it's so old to talk about, to bring up, to keep harping on it. It's like they're separated. She got somebody too. Mm-hmm. Like, don't act like you're just over here. Mm-hmm. Like, she's happy. We're happy. And that's it.
Papoose, like, to your point, and Champ, I know you mentioned, like, it's old, but I think the reason why people bring it back up is because we saw so much and we knew you, and then when everything happened, there's claims of, like, you cheating and, like, all these things. And we're
that's what I'm saying. So, if it's a new artist, I get it. We don't know him. All these years incarcerated, that shit never been on my name ever.
You can't just ask.
Y'all was out here with me. I was coming to the old studio.
I'm going to tell you something. That is a good point that Pat making, because all them years she was incarcerated, we never heard of Pat. We ain't never seen Pat out in the street. Nothing.
All of a sudden, boom, out of nowhere, an asteroid hit. Like, come on, man.
So that didn't happen, because she said she had, like, got into it with somebody over some allegations. And
like I said, man, I wish her the best, man. Me speaking about that, it goes into like a whole, and I ain't here to do that. You know what I mean?
Somebody said, that was a depressing meeting. It was a hard time because we know y'all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like...
Excuse me. Okay. Clarissa be doing too much. First of all, they were trying to talk to Papoose. Let me get some more water. Clarissa shouldn't have added anything. Because at the end of the day, you're not in somebody's marriage. You're getting what Papoose is saying. You're getting his side. And, of course, you're going to stand with your man. because you're the new person coming into a situation. None of this had nothing to do with her. And my thing is this. Why didn't he just say, no, I didn't cheat? Why go all around the mulberry bush? If somebody asks you a straight up question, because Lauren says, well, you know, do you want to address the rumors about you cheating? Because that's why all this stuff is being brought back up. He didn't say, no, I didn't cheat on her. I would never cheat on her. Well, y'all sitting here acting like I'm a new artist. Y'all been know me. Y'all know when I used to go to jail to go see her. And then Charlamagne chimes in. Yeah, I've never heard your name out there in the streets. See? Sir, all you had to say was, no, I didn't cheat. It's a straightforward question. We don't know you personally. I don't know your jail history going up. I don't care. That's you visiting your wife. I could care less about the jail situation. If you want to hold somebody down for 8 years while they're in prison, that's on you. But I don't feel like I left that learning anymore. I think he did a lot of mush mouth talking, a lot of skating around. And I feel like, you know, Clarissa needs to be careful. Because what I'm getting from this situation is that you like this man way more than he likes you. Even if she was talking, I can go back and watch the video because I can't play the video because of copyright. Even if she's talking, he's looking at her like, really? I don't really feel a big chemistry. Like, I feel like for him, she's doing her thing. She's the GOAT. She's a boxer. It's something for him to attach himself to. But there's even a video that went viral on the Shade Room not too long ago where they're at some boxing event and they're on the red carpet and she asks him for a kiss. And he's like, no. He like mouths it to her. He's like, he didn't want to kiss. He didn't want to do public affection. And he shouldn't have to. I'm that way. I'm not doing all this for the public. If I want to kiss you, it's going to be natural. If y'all have to ask you to kiss me, that's just awkward. That's weird. So I feel like, you know, they've only been together a year and a half. Like, don't do too much. Enjoy for what it is. I do feel like people do throw unnecessary hate at her just because they like Remy. And I don't dislike Clarissa. I think Clarissa's a cool chick. Been doing her thing for years in the boxing game. And I'm happy that, you know, she done found love. But I think she's doing a bit too much. She's a bit too loud about the situation. Just enjoy your relationship. If she's not clapping at somebody in the comments, she's going live on Instagram, she's constantly defending this relationship. Meanwhile, he ain't saying shit. He's not out here windmilling with you. So I just feel like she just be doing too much behind this relationship. You know, and my thing is, like I said before with the whole Papoose and Remy thing, again, people bought into this whole black love brand. And that's why I say, you know, we have to stop with these parasocial relationships. People were devastated when they found out that they weren't together. Why? Are they your parents? I can see being devastated because your aunt and uncle, your mom and dad get a divorce. These aren't your parents. Y'all be buying into these parasocial relationships and not understanding that at the end of the day, it's a brand. That black love was a brand for them. They may have been in love initially, but at some point, something fractured. And they kept trying to keep up the black love brand because it was a check. And so to me, that was very disingenuous. If y'all not together, y'all not together. That would have saved this whole headache that they're both going through. Because Remy looks like a cheater, running around with Easy the block captain. Papoose looks like he's taking advantage of Clarissa, from what people are saying. Whereas if Remy and Papoose would have just been honest from the jump and said, you know what, black love is no more, we're separating and gone their separate ways, we wouldn't have all this. Clarissa wouldn't have to keep defending her relationship. People wouldn't be clowning Easy the block, what is it? Is that Easy the block captain? Saying that he's a Papoose, you know, he's a great value Papoose. These are two people coming into new relationships, but they're getting clowned and drugged by the internet because Remy and Papoose were basically being greedy and trying to keep their brand and keep money flowing, as opposed to just being honest. So I think that Remy and Papoose, they got themselves in this situation. And this is why neither one of them can really find happiness in their new situation. Because every time Clarissa posts something, they're in the comments dragging her, dragging Papoose. Anytime Remy posts something, they're in her comments dragging her and dragging Easy the Block Captain and calling her a cheater and everything else. So I think they should have just been honest. I think had they been honest, it wouldn't be all this drama. You know, so maybe for future people going through stuff, you know, they can take that advice. But I think that's what should have happened. But Papoose is not innocent. And everybody keeps trying to act like, oh, he was just this solid man that held her down for years and then she cheated on him. Papoose been out there doing his own thing. He's just very quiet with it. And that's where he was smart. He played the background role. He wasn't loud. He didn't do too much. Whereas Remy's the rah one in your face, shooting bitches. So as soon as some stuff went down, Remy looks like the bad guy. So that's my thought on that. So now let's go ahead and watch this Tory Lanez interview. I haven't seen this. I heard that he did an interview recently. I have not seen it. So we'll be watching it live together. I guess he's talking to the media. I'm assuming he wants to get free. So yeah, rapper Tory Lanez is speaking. So we're going to watch this. It's about a 4-minute video. So Tory Lanez is back. Let me put it on the YouTube. Hold on. TikTok. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and watch this video here from NBC News.
Tonight, rapper Tory Lanez breaking his silence in his first ever broadcast interview from behind bars since being found guilty of shooting Grammy winner Megan Thee Stallion in the foot outside a party in 2020.
I've never been violent towards a woman. I would never hit a woman, let alone shoot a woman.
Lanez, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, spoke to NBC News from California Men's Colony, a prison where he's 3 years into a 10-year sentence after being found guilty on 3 felony counts, including assault with a semi-automatic firearm.
There is definitely a very big misconception about me that seems to the public as I'm this monster. And I feel like I was catapulted into this poster child for the unprotection of Black women. And it's just so unlike me. And I've never really had a chance to express that. But you can look at my criminal record. I don't have one. I never had one. And I feel like, you know, that connotation that I would do anything of this monstrous proportion is just, it's completely incorrect and it's wrong.
Lanez declined to testify during his 2022 trial.
Do you regret not taking the stand?
I think if I would have taken the stand, the verdict would have definitely been very different.
The rapper's legal team filed an appeal, which was denied in November. But his team is continuing to fight, with plans to file multiple appeals next week, this time with the California Supreme Court, in one claiming newly discovered evidence that they weren't provided during Lanez's 2022 trial, including hundreds of pages of medical records for Megan Thee Stallion, whose real name is Megan Pete, which they allege raise questions about the fragments removed from her foot after surgery. His team argues that the fragments were not provided ahead of trial and that this was a violation of due process.
And we didn't have that chance. Or perhaps we could have questioned the doctors differently when they were on stand to impeach them, because it does look suspicious.
But in the appeal denied in November, the court did address the fragments, ruling that the surgeon's testimony was, quote, more than sufficient to prove great bodily injury on Pete. Proving something like this on appeal is tough.
This is a really, really difficult appellate argument for defendants to prove, because they have to show if the evidence actually came into court, the jury would have found differently. It's an uphill battle, and it's something that often torpedoes any defense appellate argument.
The Los Angeles District Attorney's Office and representatives for Megan Thee Stallion have not responded to NBC News' request for comment.
I believe not only that I was wrongfully convicted, but the amount of new evidence that has emerged since that trial, I think, has been overwhelming.
What has life been like in prison for the last couple of years?
Truthfully, I've done my best to keep my head above water, but mentally, I've gone through trauma that I sometimes even struggle with because I never imagined myself dealing with things that I would have to deal with. I've been stabbed 17 times. I almost lost my life.
If you could say something to Megan Thee Stallion today, what would it be?
I think that I wouldn't say something directly to her. I'd like that moment to happen in person. We've both gone through a lot. There's this connotation that, like, I share this hatred for her, but I don't. I genuinely passed that. I'm at a place of healing in my life. I'm at a place of taking accountability for the things that I did wrong. And when I talk about my case, I don't want it to be taken as me coming at her, because it's not that. I'm just asking for somebody in the system to look at my case and look at the evidence and ask if this was fair.
And with that, Chloe Malas joins us now on set. So, Chloe, Tory Lanez is also seeking a pardon from Governor Gavin Newsom.
That's right. His legal team has filed the necessary paperwork, and it is before the governor now. So they're seeking either a pardon where his criminal record will be wiped clean, he would be released from prison, or to have his sentence commuted, meaning that the time he has served is sufficient, and release him, but that doesn't change his criminal record. As for when this could happen, the governor typically does these twice a year, so this could happen before the new year.
All right. Chloe Malas for us. Chloe, thank you. We thank you for watching. And remember.
Okay, all right. Okay, Tory. I don't think you're going to get out, bro. Rock Nation shall crumble. Rock Nation. They're going to make sure that you do all 10 years. Okay? Especially being that your daddy was out there hooping and hollering after the trial. Rock Nation, Desiree Perez, Jay-Z, they're going to make sure you do the full time. So, again, I feel no ways. That's on them. That whole night was bullshit. I'm not a fan of none of these people, including Megan. Y'all know that. A lot of people gave me a lot of flack for that. I could care less. I think they all have issues. But Tory, you were found guilty in a court of law, so it is what it is. I like the fact that it seems like Megan has moved on, and she's chosen a better caliber of man. I will say that. I have seen, because I don't follow her, but there was a video of her and Klay Thompson that came on my IG page when I was scrolling. I enjoyed it. I actually hit it with a like. I like her with Klay. I think Klay's good for her. She seems to have calmed down. She's not a drunk ass anymore, just, driving the boat and all that nonsense. I think she's doing better now mentally, and she's, with a better caliber of man. But as far as this whole situation was just, it was just messy. And they all got themselves into a pretty janky situation. And this is why when you have things to lose, you have to move accordingly. And Tory had a lot to lose. Tory was doing really, really good that year. I remember that was around the time of, the lockdown, that the radio show he was doing. I forgot the name of the radio show. And it's just like when you have things to lose, you got to move accordingly. So maybe the best thing to not have done was to sleep with two best friends. See, that's what happens when you move using your other head instead of this head up here. That's the same. Ain't that the same thing that's happening to that Michigan guy? Is that who y'all was talking about earlier? The guy who got caught up fucking the OnlyFans people, and I think he was a coach, and he's losing everything. If I'm not mistaken, that might have been who you was talking about. I can't think of his name. Yeah, Sharon. Oh, so that is Sharon. Okay, I couldn't think of the name right off the top of my head. So that's who y'all was talking about. Okay, yeah, that situation is crazy. You fumbled $30 million over some ass. And I think that's the real conversation that needs to be had, is so many of these men out here losing things, losing their livelihood, everything they worked hard for because they don't have sexual control. That is, I couldn't think of his name because I didn't know his name. I've been seeing him, but I didn't know. Between that and all these campus shootings, it's hard to keep up. Oh, he's in jail. They said his first court appearance on Court TV. Okay, I must not know the whole backstory of this. Okay. Obviously, I've just been minding my black ass business, trying to recover. What did he go to jail for? Okay, hold on now. There's more. All right, let's pull up a news because I'm obviously lost. They got mug shots. I just thought he cheated and got some new puss. Let me go. Thought he was just sticking his. I'm sorry. Guess he committed crimes too. Let me go ahead and find out the tea. I missed this part.
We begin tonight with those stunning new revelations in the Sharon Moore criminal case. Welcome to 7 News Detroit at 6. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Mike Duffy. Thank you for joining us. Now, for the first time, we're getting a look at what happened inside the Ann Arbor apartment before his arrest on December 10th. 7 News Detroit obtained court testimony from December 12th, which detailed a woman's frantic phone call to her attorney saying, he's here, Sharon is here.
Investigators say Moore showed up unannounced, forced his way inside, grabbed butter knives from a drawer, and made alarming threats before leaving.
7 News Detroit anchor Simon Shaquette is joining us tonight. So, Simon, you've been going through these documents. Yes. What are you finding?
Yeah, Mike, Carolyn, for the first time, we're getting more insight into the crisis that led to the criminal charges against former coach Sharon Moore, and hearing firsthand from the officer doing the investigation who says the alleged victim told police she'd never been more terrified in her life.
Inside this official court transcript known as a swear-to by Detective Jessica Welker from Pittsfield Township Police, we're able to see exactly what led to criminal charges against Sharon Moore. The detective on the record stating that on Wednesday, December 10th, Moore was inside the home of a staffer he allegedly had an affair with, who worked for him as part of the Michigan football program. The victim claiming Moore had been stalking her for months and had a history of domestic violence. The attorney for the alleged victim relaying to the detective that Moore, quote, armed himself with a knife and confronted her after he was recently fired, the attorney adding that the former staffer was preparing to leave town, and Moore allegedly told her, quote, you ruined my life, after entering her apartment.
What's the ongoing messaging here beyond the coach's firing?
Crisis communications expert Colleen Robar telling me U of M must act with empathy.
Okay, so that's what I missed, because I heard about the cheating. I didn't know there was more to it. I just thought he was out here just getting new puss and cheating on his wife. Like what Nia was going through, Nia Long. So when the lady put his business out there and he got fired, then he went to retaliate. Oh, so that's why his black ass is in jail. Okay, all right.
Empathy and take decisive steps to ensure this painful chapter is addressed with transparency.
I would make sure the athletic department has a clean sweep. I would look to changes in the communications department.
Robar also pointing to this scandal harming so many people. In this transcript, the detective also referencing how Moore allegedly threatened to take his own life when he was armed and, quote, turned the knives on himself, pointing them at his neck, saying he was going to kill himself and she was going to watch. Also mentioned in this swear-to, Moore allegedly saying to his alleged mistress, quote, I hate you, my blood is on your hand. In a recent message posted to YouTube, the U of M interim president, Domenico Grasso, speaking to campus, fans, and the community as a whole, and doubling down on conducting an independent investigation.
Our focus is strictly on uncovering the facts. It is my job, my duty, to ensure the integrity of this investigation.
As Moore remains free on $25,000 bond, his attorney has continued to decline comment.
So hard to hear all of that. Simon, you talked about the path forward for the University of Michigan. Anything else?
This is so embarrassing. Let me come back on the screen. Like I said, I had only heard bits and pieces. I didn't know the whole backstory. Totally forgot the man's name. Again, like I was saying, this is what happens when you don't have sexual control. Okay? This man is married. And I don't know if he has a black wife, white wife, I don't know. He was married. And instead of being faithful to his wife and enjoying the cooch that he had at home, he wanted to explore. And okay, fine. You want to explore, but you got to understand when you're in a certain position and you have things to lose, you can't explore and cheat with any and everybody. Especially with somebody who can have something over your head. You know, again, if Tory Lanez, going back to Tory, had some type of sexual control, he wouldn't have been fucking two best friends. He was already messing with Kelsey, he was messing with Kelsey first. He should have had enough respect for himself to say, no matter if Megan pushed up on him, legs open, nah, I'm not about to cheat on my girl or, on Kelsey. That ain't cool. But he dove head first. And now he's doing 10 years. And oh, y'all said it's a snow bunny? He just had a baby. Okay, so he has a white wife. I'm just reading the comments. He just had a baby. And then the white side piece. That's probably why the side piece might have got mad, because he just had a baby with the wife. Because one thing that men need to learn, a woman is not going to be a side piece forever. See, when you're cheating and you're creeping, it's fun at first. It's that excitement. You're my little secret, and that's how we should keep it. Assume everybody's lying about you and I that think so, but they don't really know or want to know. It's cute at first. The excitement, sneaking around in cars, getting your dick sucked on the side street. Okay? Hitting it from the back at random hotels. It's exciting at first for both parties. For the side chick and the freaky man, right? But what ends up happening is no woman wants to be the side piece forever. Okay? They act like they're cool with it. Everybody's in the dog. Oh, I'm grown. Just pay me. Don't believe that shit. Eventually they feel away. Especially when you got to do fatherly duties, when you got to be there. Because at Christmas and the holidays, you're with the wife. The side chick may see you before Christmas or after Christmas, but not on Christmas Day. And as women, we're naturally jealous of other women. We're in competition with each other. That's why I said there's no sisterhood. Because if there was a sisterhood, it wouldn't be all this fucking and cheating. A woman is not going to be the side chick forever. So don't believe that stuff, fellas. Like, I'm cool just being on the side. Just pay me. Please. He just had a new baby. And maybe the side chick feels like she wants a baby too. And see, a lot of times when men get into these relationships, they're so unfair, right? Because what happens is, I can fuck my wife. I can have you. And I can have other side chicks. But what? Objection. You can't fuck nobody else. Am I lying? You think the side chick had herself a side king? No. And that's where the resentment and the animosity starts to build. Because you're with your wife at night. You're waking up to your wife. But then you're only with me and you are sneaking in and out of hotels. But then I'm not allowed to wake up to anybody else. And, sometimes the side chick may have her, husband too. It might be two just ain't shit people cheating. That happens as well. But a lot of times, the men does not want the side chick having other people. That's why I don't entertain that. Just like these polygamy head ass people that you see on Instagram and TikTok trying to make it look like polygamy's cool. We're all in on it together, and we're a sisterhood and all that dumb shit. Let one of them bitches try and get a side king and see how quick she don't get kicked out the damn polygamy kingdom. Because it's always cool for the man to have an array of puss, but it ain't cool for the woman. So this is why men who have things to lose, you need to move accordingly. Imagine if he would have just stayed faithful to his wife and took care of his baby. Now he done lost everything. You got the whole Michigan College sports football program looking crazy right now. It's embarrassing. So ladies, don't go down that lifestyle if you're not really about that life. And most people are not. All the homie lover friend shit, it ends up blowing up in your face. Somebody's bound to catch feelings. And when they catch feelings, watch out. The side had an abortion? Y'all in here spilling. I'm going to have to go back and reread these comments. Y'all in here spilling all types of tea. Yeah, I didn't know all this was going on. I just thought he was just another coach who cheated. I didn't know he came to her house trying to kill her with a butter knife. He wasn't serious, dummy. If he wanted to kill her, he'd had a gun. He had a butcher knife, a machete. Who the hell tries to kill somebody with a butter knife? If you don't sit your ass down somewhere, just looking for attention. Goofy. Somebody said the DoorDasher snitched. He DoorDashed her a plan B. Child. Oh, I might have to do a video on this. This sounds like a contra days. I didn't know all this happened. So he done got her pregnant, DoorDashed her a plan B to abort the baby, but then turned around and had a baby with his wife. Huh. Interesting. Ooh, these comments is juicy. All right, so let me go ahead and read these last few super chats. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. I've been on here for almost 3 hours, but this was a great stream. You know, just a lot of adults need to have more sexual control. And that goes for men and women. It's too much shit out here. Unwanted pregnancies, you know, and people be catching feelings. Nobody's going to be a side chick forever. No matter how many times girls try to act like it's the thing and, oh, he's paying my rent, he's giving me money and all this other shit. Yeah, he's doing all that, bitch, but you're also going to bed at night, crying, feeling away, in your feelings, texting him, mad. Look at Nick Cannon. Them girls thought they had it made in the shade. His whole polygamy empire has crumbled before his face. And sadly, it's the children who are going to be affected. You already seen the older daughter. She don't claim the mother kid. She said, I got one brother. I have one daughter. She put I have one daughter. I don't claim the mother kids. Those are my father's children. Okay? Let me read the rest of these messages. Let's see here. So Shy B, I hope I answered your question. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. So thank you for that earlier super chat. Let's see. Nana Nia gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Nana Nia. Appreciate you. Stephanie gifted 1 membership. So there are 6 memberships that have been gifted if you guys are interested in getting one. Let's see here. Okay, King Dante sent $4.99, says, I just became a member. I love the deep dives. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're enjoying the deep dives. I have about 2-3 years worth of deep dives, so definitely enjoy them. I'm still working on part 2 of my Orisha deep dive, but I had gotten really sick at the beginning of this month, so I just needed to take a break from everything. So I probably won't have that out until sometime in January. But I'm still taking notes, and that's part of the reason why I'm going to South Carolina, to be honest with you. You know, I'm going down there for a reason. So I think once I come back from my South Carolina adventure, I have even more info to add into part 2 of the Orisha deep dive. So thank you for the super chat. Let's see here. Andy Lopez sent $9.99. He says, I've been watching you since 2013. I actually prefer watching commentary channels over the news any day, and I unfortunately got scammed when I hired somebody to erase a Braille book for me. Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that, Andy. And yeah, you've been a long time OG tea sipper, so thank you for the support over the years. I really appreciate you. And I'm sorry you got scammed like that. That's horrible. People are just out here just trifling, I swear. It's the point now, if your number is not in my phone, I don't even answer. Any weird text message, I automatically delete. You can't even click on certain stuff nowadays. It's so much scamming going on, it's insane. Especially with a lot of these bot farms, these weird numbers. Don't even answer them because they can get your voice and run it through AI and then act like you've been kidnapped and have your family stressed and sending them money. So I don't answer at all. It's too much scamming. Scamming is at an all-time high. So, but thank you for the super chat, love. The Cranifer sent $10, says T. The word of the day is hypocrites for all these guys. Ben Shapiro, quickly and confidently, people confuse that for competence. Thank you so much. I agree. That is how I feel about all of them. They're all a bunch of hypocrites. They're upset. They're mad. The money's not money and the grift is not grifting. People are waking up. People are really struggling and they're trying to figure out why all this money is being sent to Ben Shapiro's favorite country. And he doesn't like that. And another thing, can we stop acting like these people are just like, round the way people? These people are multimillionaires. Tucker Carlson is rich as hell. Ben Shapiro is rich as hell. Candace Owens is rich as hell. Teeny Beanie Tim Pool is rich as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, people act like they're just like, your regular bros and stuff. Like, these are millionaires. I guess. Let's see here. Ali Pack says, the Gmail is doing the same thing. Not the Gmail bouncing back too. Chad, I don't know. I'm going to try and check it. I don't know what's going on with these emails. I don't know why the Gmail would be acting funny. I wonder if I didn't activate. I might have not even activated, Chad. Who knows? I'm going to check into it. I'll look into it, but it should be that. Let me check. Let me look at my phone because I think I'm logged into it on my cell phone. Because I'll be logged into my Gmails. Let me see. I have one daughter. You know what? I'm not logged into that. Is that it? Let me see. Add an account. I don't think I've been logged into it in a while. So let me, I'm not going to do all that right now. I'll do it after this show. I haven't logged into it, so that might be why. They probably want me to verify some stuff. But I know it is a real email because I only use it when I'm doing like my live events. So it's like emails for like when I do my live podcast shows. So I'll log into it and see what's up. But thank you for the heads up. Let me see here. Okay, I read that. Okay, Banji Baby 21 sent $4.99 says Alex Jones always sounds like he's on the verge of an aneurysm. Oh, child. Yeah, Alex Jones is a trip. And I used to be a big Alex Jones fan, but he's fallen off over the years. And he just seems like, I think after him being sued for the Sandy Hook stuff, he's really watching his moves. As he should. Because he did a bit too much with the Sandy Hook conspiracy. Lamiro 2117 sent $4.99 says, T, you look amazing. Thank you for all you do. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see here. 24K sent $5 says Alex Jones was the main one pushing these conspiracies. This is the pot calling the kettle black. Exactly. That's why I didn't understand, like, he feels such a way about Candace Owens and what she's doing with the Charlie Kirk situation. But for years, he pushed the Sandy Hook conspiracy. And then we find out once he got sued that it wasn't even true what he was saying. He was making multi-millions of dollars off of the Sandy Hook conspiracy. And that's why he was pushing it. So it is the pot calling the kettle black. I definitely agree with that. Let's see here. T-Low997 sent $10, says, first super chat, love you, T. Love you too, and thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Cindy Yo sent 5, says, the damn 3-piece suit Fuentes be wearing be killing me. He's such an incel. He be dressed to the nines, honey. He reminds me, like Cameron and Mace, how they be in their little 3-piece suits. They be cracking me up. Let's see here. The Cranifer sent $20, says, Nick Fuentes is not just anti-Semitic. He's a white supremacist. He's an etho-nationalist. And he isn't fully white himself. If the hypocritical, it's at the very least ironic. This guy is a self-hating gay. If you know, you know. Yeah, I've heard about the trans video. I guess he got caught watching trans porn. I heard about that going down the Nick Fuentes rabbit hole. So, yeah. Like I said, he tends to go in on people's looks a lot. Like, he'll call men ugly. Yeah, he tends to, he goes in on looks a lot. So that, we know who else likes to go in on looks. They will read you for the filth, honey. But thank you for the super chat, love. Wavy Tay, what's up, Wavy? He sent $49.99. Wavy says, hey, Auntie, this is your favorite soldier checking in. Happy holidays to you and the tea sippers. Also, his rise to prominence is due to our leaders continuing to sell us out for overseas interests while our citizens suffer and can't afford anything of their own. I definitely agree. Thank you so much for the super chat, and I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're doing well, so thank you for checking in. Yeah, all of these people rose to prominence, and they were pushed, but now that they're all beefing, now they're trying to point the finger at each other. After all of them being on the same team, going on each other's podcasts, you know what I'm saying? Basically promoting each other. So it's very interesting to see them just, now they're eating each other alive and beefing. But I think Tim Pool, his rant was the most unhinged. His rant was crazy. Let's see here. Mali Babafa. Hopefully I said that right. They sent $1.99. They said, T, you are owning that hair color. Love you, T. Love you, too. And thank you so much for the super chat, love. Let's see here. Mrs. Dolce Vita sent 2, says, did you see Candace said F you to Ben in her new video? No, I've been live for the past 3 hours, so I don't know what Candace has said. Is it on Twitter? Let me see. I'll look it up real quick. See what she's replied back. Candace. Let's see the latest. Candace Owens cross from, hold on. Oh, looks like Megyn Kelly. Oh, I guess Megyn Kelly's on this. Breaking news. Megyn Kelly addresses why she refused to condense Candle. Okay, that was on. Oh, I'm not seeing. I don't. Is this it? Oh, okay. Here it looks like somebody just posted it, or no? Media Type posted it. Hold on. I don't want to watch the whole thing. I'm trying to find just a clip of what she's saying. Here goes a small clip.
It works with you.
All right, found a small clip. Let's see what Candace has to say. Let me, y'all must not want me to leave yet. So let's go ahead and watch this real quick. Okay, so I found the small clip. So let's see here.
Well, Ben, when it comes to you and having worked with you, I just know the tactics that you use to feign popularity in the public. I just know the amount of money that you are willing to spend on advertising to inflate your numbers to make people think that you're popular. So, yeah, I don't have to say we don't know no when it comes to you. You are such a joke.
Wait. Objection. Who remembers, put a teacup if you remember me saying that at the beginning of the stream when I was reading Ben for the Filth, and I said, let's not forget how you got popular by buying all those Facebook ads. That's how the Daily Wire came to be so popular, because he bought all these ads on Facebook. Candace is just confirming what I said earlier. Not saying that she watched my stream, because I think we're streaming at the same time, but I said that earlier. So it looks like she might be willing to bring some receipts out. Let's continue.
Joke of a little man, your jealousy against Tucker, your ability to believe that you can keep manipulating the markets. You know those kids booed you on that stage. The amount of messages I got from Turning Point USA people saying, what is happening? Why is he on this stage? Standing against everything that Charlie believed in. So that's what you're doing. You're standing against everything that Charlie believed in because you weren't his friend. He didn't like you for that very reason. I look at you and I just think you are such a little worm. I could see you right now, probably. What can we get out to her? We're going to sue her into bankruptcy again, right? Sue her for every infraction, every word that I don't like, and every time my feelings are hurt. You believe that you are contract lords and that people are not allowed to violate contracts or you will ruin them for years. You fire someone and you effectively stalk and harass them for years after. I'm here to let you know that I'm done with it. I am done with it. This one is so fully off of the mother effing plantation. Truly, Ben Shapiro, fuck you and the midget horse that you rode in on. And I say that on behalf of the world.
Okay, girl. I still don't feel bad for her because, again, you was down to be on the Ben Shapiro plantation, throwing your own people under the bus. But once you realize that he saw you just like any other black person, now you're finally waking up. And that's what we were trying to tell you for years. You're not one of them. And when they're done using you and spitting you out, you'll eventually see the light. So she's not a victim in all this. To me, I put her in the same basket as that that Italian Dan Bongino who refuses to claim his black ancestry. None of these people are victims because for years, she knew about him buying all them ads on Facebook, and she had no problem with him inflating his numbers because it benefited her and it allowed her platform to grow. You see what I'm saying? They're all trying to throw each other under the bus. None of these people are heroes. So you knew that, his numbers were bullshit. But as long as you could benefit from those fudge numbers and accumulate his audience, it says a lot about you too. And right now you're mad because the tokens are being spent. You're realizing that these people, when it comes down to it, they're race first. You thought you were the other. You thought you were better than the blacks and the DEIs. And now you're getting your nigga wake up call. So she's not a victim in this. Neither is Dan Bongino taking positions that he had no business taking. So like I said, I'm here for all of them beefing and tearing down each other's platform. Because for years, they all, got together in a circle jerk and spent time tearing down black people, gay people, the LGBT community, and anybody that they deemed was beneath them. So I'm glad all this shit is falling apart. I don't feel bad for none of them. None of them are victims in this. She's getting her wake-up call finally. Because like I said, she sat over there with the Daily Wire for years. And she was cool with it. She was cool with everything that was coming out their mouth. She was cool with that Paul Bunyan-looking motherfucker, Matt Walsh, and all the, vile shit he would say about black people. She was cool with all of that. But it wasn't until she started questioning Ben's community that it then became an issue. So that lets you know they're going to stand with each other first. Circle jerk, honey. Like I said, to me, this is nothing but a soap opera. And I'm here for it. I'm here to sip tea and laugh. Because for years they thought it was funny. They thought it was funny to disrespect black people at every fucking turn. Black pilots don't do no, they don't harass nobody. They are trying to stay in the sky, make it from one coast to another, one country to another, get back home safe to their families. They punched down on black pilots for no reason, just because they were black. And she co-signed it. So, I don't feel bad for none of them. Including that damn Muslim fresh and fit that couldn't get into the damn... They said no Muslims allowed. He tried to get into Turning Point. They said no, you got to go. I don't feel bad for him either. Because he stays talking shit about black people 24/7. And now he's finding out you're not white enough. Leave. Was Officer Talmud there? I'm surprised he wasn't on stage crying and carrying on like he always does. He's another one. So I don't feel bad for none of these folks. Y'all can be team whatever you want to be team, but I'm still going to speak my truth. Because it's very easy for y'all to sit there and be like, oh, I'm team Candace. You need to get over it. That was years ago. Yeah, because you're white. So it's very easy for you to get over it. Bitch, I'm not going to get over it. And you're not going to make me. What she did was messed up. She ushered in and co-signed a lot of their bullshit, their racism, their rhetoric, and now that the leopards are eating her face, she's mad in her feelings. Ben Shapiro platformed Nick Fuentes, and now that he can't control that little monster, he's in his feelings. So none of these people are victims to me. Period. So yeah, honey. It's a mess. So let me see here. I forgot who sent the super chat. Let's see. Okay. That was Miss Dulce Vita. So thank you for the super chat, sis. Let's see here. Blaze Network sent 1999 says, T, please check your IG. I DM'd you Conrad, who was mentioned in the Diddy doc, has done an interview. He brought receipts. Looks like he has a case he's going after 50 Cent, Netflix, and Aubrey. Not Aubrey O'Day. Hold on now, child. I don't even know how to check my damn DMs. When I tell you I don't even be in my DMs no more. What is your name? Is it Blaze? Well, let me see if I can find Blaze Network. Is it I got request. I got primary, generals. I do not even be in my DMs. The most recent DM I got was from somebody named Ovidu. They sent me about Tylil. I don't know. I got hidden request. Hold on. What do you think about this? I got a lot of damn DMs. Oh, wait, damn, I got a lot of... I just don't check my DM. I just stopped. I think because all them damn fandoms at one point were harassing me, like the Barbs and shit. And I think Tekashi 6ix9ine, his fans. So I just don't even go on my DMs. Yeah, you're gonna probably have to email me that, or I don't know who Conrad is. Conrad is suing dude. Let me see if I can Google Conrad, because I don't even know where to start looking at my DMs. There's like 4 different slots. That's how long it's been since I looked in the DMs. Let me see. Conrad. Diddy documentary. Let me see if anything comes up. I'm not seeing Diddy documentaries out. Conrad DeManche, professionally known as Conrad Diddy. No, I don't think we're looking at the same person. Or did you mean Curtis? No, okay, no, somebody else comment. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I don't know. You're gonna have to send me an email or something if I can even get my damn emails together, child. Cause I want to know. So this person, Conrad, is trying to sue 50 Cent, Netflix, and Aubrey O'Day. That is very interesting. If y'all know what he's talking about, please post it before I get up off of here. Or post it in my comment section. I'll go back and read my comments once I get off the live. Let's see here. Queen Shani gifted 5 memberships. So thank you, Queen Shani. I appreciate you. So there's another 5 memberships up for grab if you guys want to watch the deep dives. Let's see. S-Town gifted a membership as well. Thank you, S-Town. Appreciate you. Let's see. I just want to make sure I read the rest of these super chats here. Okay, Jaden. That's my nephew's name. Jaden Whedon 99 says, objection. Should have stayed the pastors. Yeah, they should have sat there and ate their food. Now they're all in their feelings. Thank you for the super chat. Miss Sparkleson 499 says, T, they're saying the affair was going on for 2 years. They only fired him after his loss to OSU. Go Bucks. I got to look more into this Sharon, Michigan situation because it sounds like some tea. So I'm going to look deeper into that and maybe do a video on that. I'm definitely going to look into that. So Kimon says he said the side chick a plan B via DoorDash. Okay. Thank you, Kimon, for the $2 super chat. Yeah, I'm going to look more into that. Wild One sent 5 says, please let me back in the Discord. I paid my back due payments via PayPal back in January and still got kicked out. Let me in, pretty please. You need to email us. If you already have your account and your screenshots, you need to email the Discord email. So you should know the Discord. The Discord email is private. I'm not making that public. But you need to email the Discord email. But I'm going to get my Gmail together too. So give me till after this. I'm going to get that together. So you can email me on the Gmail and then I'll get you the Discord email if you don't have it. So let's see here. Forever Your Leo sent $9.99 says, hey T, do you see DOJ dropped the files? A lot of what was posted is blacked out pages, some photos, and them trying to pass some shit off on Michael Jackson, redacting Prince and Paris's face. No, I have not seen. I heard that they were dropping the Epstein files, but I haven't seen anything. I haven't looked through them or looked at any links. Yeah, even if they drop it, they're not going to drop the real info, I don't believe. I just don't see them dropping all the... Because there's too many high-end people involved. You're talking about higher-ups in so many different countries and billionaires, people who literally run the world. I don't think they're going to drop the truth. But thank you for the super chat, sis. Thank you. Jojo Del Rey 999 says, hope rich men with something to lose learn from Shannon Sharp and Sharon. A side chick can creep with you for years, but then say things weren't consensual or that you stalked her when she's had enough. Yep, that's the same thing that happened with Shannon Sharp. You know, I see he's back doing Club Shay Shay, you know, and picking up the pieces, but he still looks stupid. I haven't watched Club Shay Shay since. So I believe he lost. He's not doing the same numbers he was doing before the scandal. I don't respect men that old who don't know how to control their peens. That man is over the age of 50. You got to be insecure as hell when you are who you are, you have money, you have fame, and you're running behind a 19-year-old white OnlyFans chick that's younger than your daughter. Meanwhile, knocking your black daughter who wants to get married to her black husband and saying that I'm not going to pay no more than $30,000 for the wedding. But you done retired this 19, well, now I think she's in her 20s now, this OnlyFans chick. You've literally retired her and her whole family. She got generational wealth because you couldn't control your peen. So I lost all respect for Shannon. That was very embarrassing. I haven't watched Club Shay Shay since. So good luck to him. He's a goofball. Let's see here. Jeannie 404 set 999 says, longtime subscriber, finally a member. Thanks for keeping me in the loop with politics. Can't wait to watch some of the deep dives. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining the membership. I appreciate you, and thank you for the super chat, sis. Let's see here. Lucy just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Lucy 1111. S-Town also gifted a membership as well. Vanessa Esquire says, I've been sipping tea the long way. Oh, I've been sipping tea way longer than 54 months. But anyways, T, the shirt and the hair look good. Watch out for my email. Thanks for responding. You're so welcome. And I'm going to check that email. So once everything is fixed, I will go ahead and I'll pin it in the comments of this live stream. So once it's together, the email will be in the comments of this live stream. So, but let me just check on that. Oh my gosh, my objection! Moneybag Mo's in the building. Thank you so much, Moneybag Mo. She sent $499.99. I really, really thank you, sis, for just your continued support on this channel. It means a lot to me. And again, this is what it's about, grassroots. You know, I have real people, real subscribers, people who really rock with me. I don't have to take no APAC money. I don't need to have no billionaire donors, none of that stuff. You know, I just can come out here and be myself, and real people really support my channel. Because y'all know half this shit gets demonetized anyways. You know, I keep it too real. So if they're not demonetizing for the cussing, they're demonetizing for the content. So I really appreciate y'all's support. It means a lot to me. You know, especially being that I'm going through like a lot of the medical issues that I'm going through. So thank you guys so much. And thank you so much, Mo. Happy Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you and your family. I hope you're doing well. We'll definitely have to catch up soon. But you guys, I think that's it. Oh, Whataburger just gifted a free membership as well. So for anybody who wants a membership, definitely check it out. This has been a really fun stream. Not too many interruptions. I was scared that YouTube was going to do some wonky stuff, but that didn't happen at all. So this was awesome. I didn't expect to be on here for 3 hours. It's 9 o'clock, but it's all good. I'm going to start prepping when I get off of here for dinner tomorrow and wrapping up presents and stuff for the nieces and nephews. But thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. It means a lot to me. Like I said, we don't always have to agree, you know what I'm saying? But I'm always going to say my truth, how I feel about stuff in my heart, you know. But again, watch who you want to watch, support who you want to support. But just don't get caught up in the parasocial relationships. You know, still use your discernment. You know, still use your thinking cap. Just because somebody has millions of followers and they get millions of views does not necessarily mean that they have your best interest at heart. So just understand that. Let's see here. We got another super chat. Donna Johnson 3731 said 1999 says, I'm late, but I'm here. Not getting the notification, sending love. Thank you so much for the super chat, sis. I appreciate you. Definitely catch the replay. It was a really good stream. Lots of great comments. The comments were lit tonight. So I thank everybody. Please hit the like button, y'all, if you guys enjoyed this stream. Also, looks like Mikey, Universal Artist, he also gifted a membership as well. So thank you so much, Mikey, for that. I appreciate you. So yeah, definitely y'all check out the deep dives and everything. You just go to the members page and all the links are there. I'm going to check the email, make sure that that's working, and I will pin that in the comments once the live is over. So I'm just trying to take notes of what I'm going to do after this live. So once again, thank you guys. I love you guys. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll do another stream next week. I'll do some more videos. But if I don't talk to y'all. If you are busy, have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas with your families. I know Christmas is right around the corner, so thank you guys. I'm about to go ahead and wind down for the evening. Talk to y'all later. Love you guys. Bye, everybody.